We're going to be breaking down some of the best travel stories on Reddit. This is OKOP. I'm Sam.
And I'm Sophia.
And we tell the craziest stories on Earth. And this one is my 22 female boyfriend, 24 male, is a passport bro. And I had no idea.
A passport pro.
I think it's like, yo, dude, how many countries have you been to? What's your country count?
I was searching for that joke.
What's your body of land count, bro? Let's get into it. I've been with my boyfriend for 8 months. Things have been going really well between us up until a few days ago. Little backstory. I'm from a Central European country and he's American.
Pick a Central European country.
Spain. Portugal.
Portugal's not very central.
What is France central?
France is more central.
Germany?
Poland.
Germany? Yeah.
Austria.
Poland.
Czechoslovakia? That's kind of
That's
Eastern
kind of
Europe.
border. Yeah, I would say maybe France. Or Germany?
I've always heard Western Eastern Europe. I've never heard about Central Europe.
Europe.
I feel like no one says Central Europe.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Pakistan? Pakistan is
Uzbekistan.
Pakistan?
Uzbekistan?
Uzbekistan.
I'm going to say Eastern.
I think that's
West-
Eastern.
Yeah.
Or Eastern. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah. Never
Yeah.
eat soggy waffles.
That sounds weird.
Never eat soggy waffles. That's the thing.
Soggy
Oh.
waffles is a weird thing
That's
on
what I
Urban
learned
Dictionary.
at
Don't look it
school.
up.
Oh.
I never told my gerbil story.
No one
Good.
wants. Sam keeps telling this gerbil story.
All right, anyway.
and
Okay,
it's
story
ruining-
time.
My gerbil story is
right.
ruining my relationship.
We met in a coffee house. He said he settled in my country because of work opportunities. We met in a coffee house where I work as barista. We clicked instantly and started going out a few weeks later. Everything was so good and we had so much fun. Fast forward last week. He asked me to help him with some documentation. I was happy to, as I know my language is hard to understand and even translate sometimes. When I was searching online on his laptop, I stumbled upon some weird website. They were all about passport bros. I don't even know what the hell that was at first, and basically had tips on how to settle in foreign countries, where to find a traditional bride, which country has the most beautiful woman, etc. I was shocked and so confused.
So this is like he's trying to get his green card, but like
Yeah.
opposite.
Whatever the green card equivalent
Green card
is in these other
equivalent.
countries.
Yikes! But in like a weird way.
But yeah, I mean, but he's an American, so he's just trying to like live full time in Europe.
Yeah, and so he's trying to use ladies.
I know I shouldn't
Do
have
it.
done it, but I wanted to gain some clarity and checked his profile on one of these websites. He had full conversations about Eastern European countries, European women, how easy or hard it is to take them out on dates, if it would be better to settle down in Asia instead, and so on.
Oh.
He decided to settle down in my country. All right, real quick. Is this a red flag?
Yes, very much so.
Why?
Very much because it's not about living in a new country. It's specifically about the women in that country and whether or not like they're easy to like
He
date.
didn't say that.
He did.
He didn't say easy.
Okay,
He
well,
said, what is the dating culture like?
okay, but that's so weird. Like that your main prerogative to go to a new country is to date the women.
Hmm.
That's strange.
What do you think, Riley?
I would never do such a thing. I would never go to a country just for the women.
I feel like Riley's lying.
I feel like Ryan's
What?
lying.
Dude,
You're telling me you would look up before? Well, sorry, you're telling
alright.
me you would.
I'm going for the vibes, and if there are women there,
exactly.
on top.
No, exactly.
But sometimes you need to know, like when you go to different countries, if you're trying to date someone in that country. All right, let's say you're going to a new country.
I'm going to a new country.
All right.
Which country? Pick the country.
You're going to an Eastern
Italy.
European country.
Which
You're going
one?
to Czechoslovakia,
Okay,
right?
I'm going to Prague.
Or you're going to Prague, and there's like a different dating culture there, but you don't understand it. Are you going to like look and you want to date someone?
But
I
that's-
feel like it might be
that's
good to look up. You know
different.
what is how do you approach people in this country? Like how do you make sure that you're not being insensitive to their culture?
but
I think that's
also
totally
she's
different.
looking up traditional husband.
Yes, exactly. In this story, I would be looking up traditional husband. I think it's different
And who
to
has
go
the
to a
most
country
handsomeness?
and be like, well, I'm interested in dating people. What are the cultural norms here? Like, I don't want to be disrespectful. Then to be like, what's the best country to find a traditional woman? That's totally different.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
feel like
based- yeah.
that is kind of whack. I
That's
don't necessarily think
really
it's bad
strange.
looking at like the dating protocols of going to a new country if you're trying to date, but I
But
think
that's
like
different than choosing it based off of like the perceived norms of women in that country.
yeah,
That's
that
weird.
may be a little bit more sus. But
That's
let's keep going.
a red flag.
I feel dehumanized and like
Yeah.
he fetishized me and the women from my country.
That's a great point.
Also, our whole relationship has been built on a lie because he told me he settled down here because he got a job offer.
Yeah, what came first, the job offer or the passport bros?
Yeah, I bet you it sounds like he was like, what it's, I feel like this is not what it was said, but it feels like it's like, where's the easiest way to
Yeah.
find an easy traditional bride?
Yes, no, that's it feels like
sound-
he went
it
on those
sounds like that.
websites.
We don't know that is what is said, but that's what it feels
But
like.
I feel like you don't go on these passport like how do you even find passport? What was he looking up before to get onto
Riley,
this
look at passport
bro?
bro websites.
You got it. I'm already there, bro.
I've been subscribed for years. After I found all this stuff, I quickly took a few pictures as proof and then made up an excuse to come home. He tried to reach out a few times, but I told him I don't feel well, so I can't meet up right now. I can't even look at him. I feel so disgusted. Am I overreacting? How can I confront him about this? And there is a thick update.
Thick
Whoa.
update, not just a juicy update.
But what, Riley? What did you find?
Okay.
Yes, what have you found for
Holy
us?
cow. I'm going to maybe have to stop the audio so I can share the screen. Passport Bros.
Passport bros.
Passport Bros
Okay,
LLC.
What are these passport bros?
What?
Passport
who are
Bros
these
LLC is the leading informational resource dedicated to support men from all backgrounds around the globe. So it's like, okay, seems cool.
That's that it
But
makes it
then
seem like it's like, oh,
it's
we're
like,
just trying to help them
Meet
get a passport.
beautiful traditional women abroad.
Ew.
You have the power to save the lives of millions of men. What?
It looks like
This
like
could
the
be a whole
guys who
video.
buy like brides,
Yes, like the mail order bride.
mail order brides that are not women ordering mailed.
No.
It's dude, this would actually be this
That's
would
what
be
I'm saying. This would be a great like launch. Yeah,
let's do this, or is it Sophia special?
Yeah. Sophia special. What's it called? Of Passport Bros.
Passport bros and mail order brides.
Okay.
It takes courage and the real confidence to leave the American chaotic dating, marriage, divorce, merry-go-round.
Ew.
I mean, I do know people that have left America because they felt like the dating pool wasn't great and like went to like
That
Brazil because they wanted to meet a woman who is not American.
I think that's different. I think it could be weird,
Hmm.
but I think there's like a difference between being like, you know what, I am really into like, I don't know, like Australians and like going to Australia. I don't
Or
know.
like, I'm really into Tom Holland and,
and going to
London.
like a lot of people like British guys.
Which Sophia did.
I didn't meet Tom Holland.
You didn't
Tom
meet
Holland
Tom
is in a
Holland,
happy
but-
relationship with Zendaya.
All right, but it's
And I've
Tom
supported them
Holland
from the
lookalike.
get-go. What was the point of that? I don't remember.
Oh, we were
It's
just talking
weird.
about like the possibility of going to a country to meet like Spanish girls or
Well,
like
I think a lot of people do
um,
go to like Italy.
London
They're like,
boys.
oh,
I wanna meet the
Italian.
men.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think
When does it become bad?
I think this feels weird to me because of the traditional thing.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, we're going to go to a country because we have perceived notions of how women act and also like how they think women should act. So it's like, you know, does that make sense? Like they're leaving the American
Yeah.
women who
I wonder if
guess-
it's like I feel like where
That's
it
weird.
crosses to me where it's like almost thinking of these women as like with the site where it's
well, it's
like
very objectifying.
well yeah objectifying and it looks like you can like purchase a
Yes.
wife. That feels
It feels
pretty weird to
very
me.
strange.
Yeah. I feel like going to a country to date someone who maybe shares more of your values doesn't necessarily like if it's like, oh, I'm going to Italy to date an Italian guy because I feel like
What
Italian
values
men.
would they share?
I don't know, man.
What values
They
are
know
you
how to make
sharing
a
with
good
the Italian
pasta or
men? They're all about family.
yeah. I don't know. Like I mean, I don't know what those
Italian
would
men are
be, but
cool.
I feel like that's not necessarily.
I know, but it's all
super
perception.
terrible.
Like no
Yeah,
one
it's-
actually like you don't actually know. I feel like everyone just has this very, unless you're actually living in that country and you know
Yeah,
what those people are like, you're just basing this off of like
a stereotype.
stereotypes.
Yeah,
Which also
That's a good point.
is not great.
Yeah.
Um,
That being
yeah.
said, Sophia is going to London soon to meet her
When?
UK.
Are you
man.
funding this trip?
No. Sophia, to find a husband
This is a
based
new
on
video.
UK values.
No,
All right.
no.
But let's get back into the story. So, update. Wanted to come on here and reply to a few things to give a little update. I had no idea the last post was going to blow up. So, one, when I read the comments on those websites, it felt dehumanizing and fetishizing.
Mhm.
They were making stereotypes about us that were true or outdated. Sorry,
Yeah.
that were either untrue
We're
or
true.
outdated.
No.
No. Yeah,
yes.
I think that's exactly what these
Yes.
sites
Yeah.
were doing. It's like it feels very broy.
Yeah, especially like the East, like it seems like it might be like an Eastern European country, and they're like,
Yeah.
the Eastern European women, and it's like
Are
from the
way more
60s.
conservative.
Yeah.
and where
Yeah,
they all drive 1970 Ford cars.
yeah. Like Prague has an insane clubbing scene, and is that Eastern
I
European?
think it is.
Somewhat Eastern
Czechoslovakia?
Europe. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think so. Did you go?
Yeah, I didn't go to the clubs, but
Oh.
we went to the. Maybe this is story time.
Story time.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll talk about Sophia's shenanigans in Prague.
Yeah. Really.
We have all kinds of women here, just like in other countries. Some like to
Yeah.
party, some don't. Some are looking for flings. Some want long-term relationships. Some want to stay single and childless forever. It's not true that most of us are submissive women who obey their husbands. Try telling that to a Central European woman face to face and see her reaction.
Yeah.
2, he told me he only came for work, and it's funny, we met because he wasn't planning on getting into a relationship. But judging
So
by his
lie.
comments online, it was a lie, and he came here to look for a traditional wife.
That's so weird. Also, that's just
so
a weird one. That's
Can't
really
imagine going
weird.
to a country just being like, I'm looking for a wife.
Yeah, but also
But
it's
so many people do that.
the way that he went about it is.
I mean, plenty of
very
people come to America to find like a husband.
Yeah.
Or wife.
like because they want an American husband or wife. Is that I don't know.
Well, like green card marriages. That's like a huge thing.
Yeah, but that's also if
Whack.
you're not letting your partner know, that's also strange.
No, it's whack. It's
Yeah,
whack.
yeah. I don't
But
remember.
it does happen a lot. Like I'm saying, it doesn't just happen abroad. It
No,
happens here, too.
absolutely, it happens everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It is weird.
Yeah.
Anyone else been in a green card marriage? Not anyone else. I haven't been. But like, has anyone? I would love to know in the comments below.
Yeah, I think it's different if you're letting your partner know what your expectations are. But like if you're, I think if you're dating anyone or in a relationship with anyone and you're not being like open about what or like
If you're
not-
lying, that is a bad
if you're
thing.
lying in any form, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's
Because
bad.
I mean, if he said like, yeah, I came to this
Well,
Eastern
I
European
just don't
country
know.
because I wanted to meet my wife.
yes.
That honestly,
Why would he even lie about like not wanting to find someone to date?
Yeah.
Like that's weird too, because
Yeah.
that wouldn't have been abnormal. He could have just been like, yeah, I moved here and I'm looking for a relationship.
yeah,
But he also lied about that.
it's a
Which
weird
is
thing
weird.
to lie. Well,
It's a
I
weird
think
thing.
it's because the lying is covering up some creepy behavior.
Well, he's a
Potentially.
creep, so who knows what's in his head?
So, 3, surprisingly, he never actually told me that he wanted a traditional relationship. He doesn't do anything that's considered traditional in my culture either. I work hard for my own money and go to university, so I don't want to be a housewife or a stay-at-home mom in the near future. We've talked about this, so he knows. What worries me is that someone online told him to start a relationship and then try to make it traditional over time. So
That's
once
the-
he's trapped her, I
Yes.
was literally thinking
I was
that too.
thinking that like he's going to try and like push all these values because like there's a lot of very toxic men or just toxic people in relationships will start off not showing their red flags, and then as it goes along, it
Yeah.
becomes more
Yeah,
apparent,
you like,
and then
don't
you're
realize
already
like their political values like initially when you're dating them, and then all of a sudden the red
They're
flags
just
come-
conservative out of nowhere. You have no idea what happened.
but
Riley, is this feeling close to home? Do you have an okay story time for us?
I guess I do now. I guess I do.
I don't know if that's what he's trying to do or if he's changed his mind. I have no way of knowing and don't want to take a risk of wasting my time, which, dude,
yeah,
all right, I mean, already sus the bro websites.
Yeah.
The fact that he has, like, that he was given the advice
yes,
to basically hoodwink her.
yeah, it's
Whack.
really weird. It's that's
4, he works at an IT company allegedly. I've never been to his
Disgusting.
workplace,
Kidding.
so I have no proof of this. It might be my naivete to think it's true, but we have a lot of companies like this in my country and a lot of foreigners who work in IT in the capital city, so who knows? I mean, I think he probably could have a job in IT.
Wait, she thought he was lying about the AITA
Yeah,
job?
but I mean, who knows? I mean, like, he could, but like,
He
who
could.
knows if you're lying about
Who
all
even knows if he works in IT?
That seems bullshit to me. 5, traditional woman and traditional relationship can mean different things in different countries, depending on culture and social norms. He wants a traditional woman by American standards, but that's not the same as what we consider a traditional woman here. It's pretty clear from his online comments that he has no clue about this difference. It's offensive because it shows he knows nothing about our culture and history and is just relying on stereotypes and outdated assumptions.
That's even worse because we were talking about like looking up beforehand about cultural norms about dating and stuff.
Which I think is fine. That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's good.
You should know
I
that.
think whenever you travel, you should look up a little bit about the culture that you're going to be in all forms, not just dating. But I think that it doesn't seem like he's done that. It seems like he's gone into his little echo chamber of like other guys who are like, well, this is the best place, who don't really know anything about the culture.
But did that not come up in the relationship before?
What?
Like, I'm surprised that there weren't red flags before this.
There might have been, but this might be the most glaringly obvious.
Yeah.
And
Because
they're
maybe
not
now
there.
she's being like, wow, he's like didn't really actually know anything about the culture. Like, didn't take an interest, potentially. Some people in the comments tried to justify his desire for a traditional wife, stating that European women should be happy and understanding about this.
What?
But what does he bring to the table? Why should a traditional Central European woman choose him instead of a man from our country who speaks our language, knows our customs and traditions, grew up in our culture, and respects us according to our standards? I mean,
I feel like if she
you
was
should ask yourself that. Like, why are you dating this guy?
Yeah. Well, she's not a traditional woman, it seems. Or she doesn't consider herself as such. I think she's saying like actually traditional women in her culture, why would they go out with this random American like man when they could go out with traditional?
Yeah, if you were truly traditional,
you would be like, I have to date
country,
this
probably.
traditional
To imply that I
think
should
that's
be
what she
grateful that an American man chose me, like I'm some product, is offensive and makes me look like I'm inferior.
Yeah.
Very weird logic. Sorry, don't apologize.
Yeah, I think a lot of people tend to like glorify American, men. Well, men, women.
Sick.
Just they're like, oh, these are the best people, but they're just
all right.
But I did.
Is that what they do?
Well, I think that I don't think that Europeans often hold the same standards, but I think Americans are like, well, we're the best for you and
the best country.
Yeah,
in the
and
world.
that's not true. That's just, biased thinking.
7, some people commented that my post was rage bait or fake because of my English or because Central European women won't think like this. This just proves the ignorance some people have about my country. Women have careers, open their own businesses, or learn to become doctors, lawyers, beauticians, chefs, etc., etc. Most of us in younger generations have modern mentalities, except for some villages, but villagers probably won't go for an American man who doesn't know a thing about their country.
Also, most people in Europe speak, like so many people speak English. I never had any, when I was traveling, I never had any
Oh, were
trouble.
you in Europe?
When I was in Europe for a while, I never had any trouble, finding people.
She visited Paris.
For a day.
Most of us learn a second language since we are 6 to 8 years old.
Yeah.
My niece literally goes to a bilingual kindergarten, learns 2 languages at the age of 3. So I'm not sure why it's so far-fetched that people here speak English well. We're not some idiots who have no idea about the modern world. Most of us speak at least 1 or 2 foreign languages, usually English and German, sometimes Spanish, except the boomers and Gen X. They had to learn Russian back in the day. I also use an app to double check my grammar, guilty as charged. And to the person who said that Central European countries are basically the same as England or France, it sounds like someone failed their history class. Please don't be ignorant and educate yourself. 8, I told my boyfriend,
I'm really hoping we got the geography right.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna be like Central European. They're gonna be like, you damn American.
I told my boyfriend X now that I'd like to break up with him. We had a small conversation on the phone, and I told him I wasn't in a position to continue the relationship for personal reasons. At first, he was confused and tried to convince me not to break up, but then he accepted it. 9, to the comments that suggested, and thank you for the idea, by the way, I posted my story in local groups so other women can be aware of this whole passport bro thing, and hopefully not fall victim to men like this. As expected, they found the whole thing disgusted and were grateful for the heads up. We are not here for others' enjoyment and to fill some submissive wife fantasy of someone who looks at us like stereotypes rather than individuals with varying personalities and preferences.
Yo, if this gets viral enough, have you guys ever seen Hitched?
Yeah, with
No.
Will Smith.
Yeah.
But I know what it is.
You know that scene where like he gets revealed like what his job is, and he's helped like these men get with these like women out of their leagues,
Yeah.
and like they're like, wait, come here. Did you help my husband get with me? He's like, I've never seen that man in my life. And he's like, well, all right, see you, Greg. It feels like that, like they're about to get exposed and be like, let me see your receipts. Did you pay Passport Bros LLC?
Yeah, dude. We've just exposed all of the men using Passport Bro LLC.
Yeah.
10. I'm not against foreigners or mixed couples. My brother-in-law is Arab, speaks my language, and knows my culture. We also speak some Arabic and know and respect his culture too. He didn't come here as a tourist, but an actual worker who wanted to change his life.
Wait, what?
I don't know. I mean, there's like tourism is a thing.
I think that OP is saying the other husband didn't come here in the same way that her boyfriend came.
Her
Yes.
boyfriend came maybe
Oh.
for like sex tourism.
That's my
If you go to a country, go because you're interested in it and want to
Yeah.
learn about a new culture or have some great opportunities, not because you want to desperately lie to women just so you can get into relationships or get some. I can't speak for everyone in my country, but most people won't tolerate this behavior and will judge passport bros negatively.
Yeah.
It's hypocritical to want a traditional wife, but constantly move from country to country and women to women.
Yeah.
Yeah, disgusting.
This got gross.
That behavior definitely isn't considered traditional, at least not in my country. If you want casual relationships, that's fine because there are women here who want the same, but just to be honest about it. Thank you again for all the comments, explanations, and advice. They were eye-opening and really helpful. Even though I'm disappointed and feel a bit used, I'm grateful I know the whole truth now. We live and we learn, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad that OP got out of that relationship.
And that's a wrap. Yeah, I mean, like,
yeah.
think it's one thing to understand a culture, to understand how to interact with that culture, to understand how to date with that within that culture. But like the language of these passport bro things that we really didn't dive deep, which we may do in a future episode.
We may do a deep dive.
But with these, it feels very superficial and feels degrading towards the women of the country.
Absolutely, 100%.
And also, I'm not wholly unconvinced that he would totally do the bait and switch. Like once they're married, be like, "Oh, we're gonna be traditional."
I think I don't know.
Maybe
Just the
submissive
fact
or
that he's
whatever.
going on these websites and getting advice from them, I think that OP got out at a good time.
Yeah.
Like I think it's good that if this was the first red flag, I'm glad that OP was like,
But I wonder, like,
Yeah.
if they're like, what was the relationship totally fine, and this was the first thing that happened? Because it's like,
I think even if it was, I think that's jarring enough to be like,
I mean, yeah,
It doesn't seem like
I
it was
think
too
it,
long a relationship. I don't know.
yeah, maybe it was
Yeah.
a new relationship.
Yeah, if it
but
was a new
like
relationship
when
and
she
it-
was saying, "Oh, like I'm not gonna be like someone like you degrade, or like I'm not gonna be a person that like you don't know anything about my culture," like I would imagine that would have come up in the relationship that like he
Yeah.
wasn't like knowledgeable about the culture or
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like, as we often say, there have had to be red flags.
There's got to be tons of red
There's got to be
flags.
red flags before
Yeah.
this moment.
Yeah. And I think, I just think in general, assuming things about of other cultures, don't. Don't.
Yeah.
Because I had when I was in Europe, as I was.
Yeah. When she
I
was in Europe.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say that in a non.
Sophia said the most pretentious thing the other day.
What?
We were at the nail salon getting our nails done. And she's like, "Oh, you're so much better than the lady in Rome."
Okay, that makes it sound worse. For context, I haven't had I've had my nails done maybe a total of like 15 times in my life. And so the most recent time that I had gotten my nails
That's a
done.
lot of times, I feel.
Sam, people get their nails done like maybe once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for 15
So,
times in 22 years of my whole life, like the most recent one was in Rome, and she made my hands bleed, and she blamed it on me, and so
She's like, "You
Yeah.
have
So,
American
yeah.
hands."
Wait, no, but I was gonna say going back to the thing about assuming cultures. When I was there, I can't remember where I was, but I remember there was this one guy. We were talking about like costumes and Halloween. It might have been in Rome, and it was nearing Halloween time, and we were talking about costumes, and we were like, "Yeah, we miss being in, we miss Halloween in America." And he was like, "Oh yeah, all the women in America don't wear anything on Halloween," and just like the way he said it, The assumption of it was really weird. I don't know. And he like implied. Okay, but he
I
was,
mean, I remember at
But,
Halloween at college, people were wearing very little.
I understand, but the same thing was happening in like
Yeah.
people were shirtless.
Yeah, it happens everywhere.
Exactly. And so the thing of like,
I was shirtless.
oh, you
gratitude.
Americans, that's what you like. It felt very weird.
Yeah.
And so just don't make
Slutty
it. Yeah,
Americans.
it felt really weird.
Yeah.
And what am I supposed to say to that? I was like, oh yeah, they're having fun.
I was fully clothed.
Also, like you do you.
Yeah.
It was like he said it in a very judgy way, and I'm
He
like,
said it in like a way to like almost say you're bankrupt
Degrade.
of morals.
yeah, it was very degrading, and I was like, yeah, they're having fun.
Good response.
Yeah, thanks. I actually don't know if I said it like that, but that was what I was implying because
Yeah.
I didn't know exactly how to respond. I was like, yeah, it's pretty fun there, and it was very awkward.
Yeah.
But
not that guy was not the vibe.
No, he was not the vibe.
Riley, speaking of vibes, I heard you had an okay story time about revealing your traditional values.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we went, I don't know if you remember Tiffany's party, but we went there and there was a very cute girl. She was very beautiful. And I was talking to her. Me and Sam were doing some 2-man.
We're doing so great.
Yeah, we were doing great. And then he was talking to one girl. I was talking to her. And then someone's like, shots. And then they got shots. And then
a lot of background
She-
information.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm sorry.
This is way more
Anyways,
background information
I'm
than
sorry.
we need. Riley.
I didn't know how much you wanted.
I
But
was-
but anyway, she left her card at the club. She called me
That's
to
where we
grab
should
it.
have started.
Yeah. Okay.
I met
sorry.
this girl.
Met this girl, got her card at the club.
You went on a date.
And she was getting it back. Went on a date, and she took me to a restaurant, and she paid for it.
Yeah.
And she took me to the place.
And they
she
were
planned
vibing the whole way.
Vibing
and
the
it
whole
was
way.
great,
It was awesome. I was
going,
like
it was
super
going.
attracted to her.
And
And then she asked the question, "What are your beliefs?" And I told her my Southern sweet boy beliefs.
his Southern conservative beliefs.
And she was like, "Oh, that's cool. I'm completely opposite on all of those things." And I was like, "Oh, wow. But you're really awesome and really cute." And I got sad because then we were going to hang out and she was like, "Would love to be friends, but I don't see myself with someone with those views." And I'm like, "Oh, we can be friends. That's cool." Yeah.
Rough,
so.
dude. Yeah, Riley's just out here looking for his like traditional Czechoslovakian.
Oh, no.
Yeah, bro.
Riley knew a lot about passport.
Yeah, it's so
bros.
crazy that he had that like website just pulled up instantly.
If I was looking for a traditional woman, she paid for the meal. So that's when I would have been like, I'm done.
Yeah, you should.
But I let her. Because this is 2024.
Yeah, Riley lets women pay for his
Yeah.
meals.
Pay for my meals.
What a great
Sue me.
guy.
Whoa.
Whoa. All right.
Yeah, what's
Sophia,
your Prague
you know
story?
What I want you to always serve me with
A no story.
a new story.
A
Hit me
no
with it.
story. I won 2 tickets to the Super Bowl. My girlfriend's very upset that I'm taking my brother and not her.
The Super Bowl is a big deal. Those
The
are
Super
expensive
Bowl's
tickets.
big old deal.
Big old deal.
Was Taylor
we
Swift
always
headlining?
watch the Super Bowl for the commercials.
Yes,
when
I
we
never
were
actually
kids.
watched. We never watched the game.
Yeah,
we
love those
left the room
commercials.
to go play Balderdash. Was that
Did
the
we
game?
do that?
Yeah,
I
at
don't
Alex's
remember.
house. And then we came back for the commercials.
Yeah.
Because those are the best. Oh, and the
That's
halftime show.
best part. That's the best part.
Katy Perry halftime show, I think, was one of the best halftime shows. Super Bowl tickets are currently priced at around
$86,000.
No.
$8,600 to more than $50,000.
That's expensive.
That is.
I don't think I would ever pay more than
Yep.
$100 on tickets.
100 on any ticket.
On any ticket.
Olivia
On any
Rodrigo,
tickets.
front row seat.
No, her tickets are like $600 to $800. I will never be able to
A
go to an
ticket
Olivia.
to Europe. I bet you paid
Oh,
more
that
than
is true.
$100.
You know, okay.
You sit on a throne of lies.
I paid, it was $500. I will never pay more than five. No,
That's a lie, dude.
that's also a lie. I
How
will
do you
never
think
pay.
you got to London, girl?
I didn't pay for that. No.
I will make my brother pay for anything over $500.
I will never pay more than $100 to go, maybe $150 to go to a concert and or play and or musical
Okay. Read
performance.
the story. Tell you. Let's get
So
into it.
Super Bowl throwaway 1 says,
Great name.
yeah, very on the ball, on the point, on point.
On the
On the
touchdown.
ball. That's
On the-
funny. A couple days.
Did
Hey,
you
Sophia.
just say that's funny to yourself?
A couple days ago, I won a trivia contest that gave me an all expense paid trip for 2 to the Super Bowl.
Whoa.
Nice job. What was the trivia? As you could imagine, I was
Trivia
so
night's tomorrow?
yes, nerd trivia. That's what I've been told.
Nice.
As you could imagine, I was so excited. But it's gotten to the point where I wish there was a way I could sell the package and forget about it. Uh-oh. My brother and I were together and decided to try for tickets from this local contest. I was the official contestant, but I actually ended up getting the answer I needed from my brother. From that point, I never even thought about who to take. Since it was something we both did, and he ended up actually giving me the answer, of course he was going to go.
Oh, so he like his
The brother gave him the answer.
Oh, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, he obviously deserves it. He was
Yeah.
instrumental.
Yeah, and they also talked about like doing it together.
Yeah.
I excitedly told my girlfriend, who didn't even know I was trying, that I won tickets and I was going with my brother. She then got very upset that I am not taking her. For the record, she is a football fan, so it's clear she would love to go.
Mm,
But my brother gave me the answer. How could he not go?
yeah.
Yeah,
You weren't
Yeah.
there, girl.
yeah. But he
You
should have
weren't
told
there.
her that he was doing this, I think.
Should have told her that
What?
you were doing trivia.
Yeah. To
Wait,
win
wait,
this,
wait.
I don't know.
But like, if you're at a raffle and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna put in $1 and maybe I'll win $5,000.
Well, they did.
You have to. I don't think you have to fly. You don't have to tell your
I guess
significant
not.
other everything.
No, but
Yeah.
like she's a football fan, so maybe she would have been interested.
Well,
Nah.
he's telling her right now,
Yeah, after the fact. My brother said,
and he won it together. Like,
"No,
if,
I think
if
I
we
think
were
it's totally
if we were
fine that he's
playing
taking the
like,
brother.
like trivia together,
Yeah.
and it was like you win all expenses paid trip to Europe or
Yeah.
whatever, we would probably go
Oh,
together
absolutely.
because
No,
we
no,
are
no.
we are both entitled to the prize.
I don't think it's a problem that he's taking his brother. I think that's totally okay. I think maybe the fact that his girlfriend is into football, maybe he could have been like, "Hey, like we're doing this raffle thing." That's the only thing that
Nah.
maybe could have helped clear the air. But I think the
I
brother
don't know.
should
I don't think it's a
definitely
big
go.
deal.
My brother said he would understand if I take her and sees the problem that this is causing for me
Wow,
and
that's an
offered his ticket
understanding
to
brother.
her. That's really nice.
Would
But
you
I
understand?
no, that's my ticket. I gave you the answer.
Damn. All right, we know where Sophia stands.
I didn't even tell her that he made this offer because I don't think that's the point. I think she's being selfish and putting a damper on the entire experience. I told her all this, but she is not backing down and said that if you win a trip for 2, it should automatically go to your significant other. I disagree with that. I do disagree with that.
I mean,
Especially because
like,
he gave
he
his
gave
brother the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it sounds like they might have been, talking about the trivia contest prior to winning. Like it
The
seems like
brother?
it seems like they were.
Yeah, I don't think she's
Yeah.
entitled.
Yeah, no. Maybe that's true if it were a romantic getaway or cruise, but this is something my brother and I did together, and he's the reason I won. I think she's being selfish, and she thinks I'm being inconsiderate of her. I don't know who's right or what to do. I wish I never won these tickets because no matter what happens, the entire experience has been marred. I thought of giving the tickets to my brother and his wife and just forgetting about the whole thing, but because I won the tickets under my name, it has to be me. How should I handle this?
Go with your brother.
Go with your brother.
Red flag.
Yeah, no.
Total red flag
Yeah.
for the significant other.
Yeah.
Honestly, go with your brother. Break up with your girlfriend. Bam.
Whoa. I think maybe don't break up with your
No,
girlfriend.
break up with her.
I think you should see how she reacts to this information, and if she
Reacts
is
poorly.
I think if she reacts
Give her the
poorly
X.
continuously, like if she does not get over it,
I was exaggerating a little bit when I said you should break up, but I think it's a little bit of a red flag.
I agree.
Especially because he gave the answer. So
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think the brother
I-
needs one of these deserves.
I would go with my brother. I would go with my
Um,
sister.
Thank you.
Fun fact: if anyone is interested in which Super Bowl it was 2016 Carolina Panthers. That's my back home team, and Denver Broncos, which it was like a big thing because
Who was the halftime show?
Super Bowl halftime show. That's all that matters.
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Oh, I remember that one.
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, I remember that one. That was a good one, I think, right?
I don't remember.
I think it was a good one. Well, there
All right,
are
let's
some
hear the
relevant
update.
comments before we get into any updates. Pretty Dirt Murder says, you didn't win the tickets. You and your brother won the tickets. The other ticket is his, not yours to do with. Tell her that. I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah.
OP says, I wish I had this when I told her, but I didn't think it would be an issue. I don't think I could reframe it at this point without her seeing through it. She already knows the story. Another person says, what's there to see through? Give her the play-by-play. This was pertinent information from the beginning. Being thorough means she gets all the information and gets to a well-informed analysis of the situation. Knowledge is power. OP says, she knew from the start my brother gave me the answer. She knows we did it together. She knows I already invited my brother. She also knows that the tickets are under my name and that I could theoretically choose someone else, which is the window she needed to make a fuss.
Oh, that's even bigger red flag.
Yeah, about how it should be her. I don't think I could reason with someone who said if your brother wanted to go, he should have won them himself. He did. He did win them.
They won them together. It's just the fact. It's literally the only thing is it's in his name.
That's it.
So his brother could have signed
up, and then she would have had.
Dude, whack. Your girlfriend is kind of whack. Red flag. Break up with her.
Yeah. Jeremy fan sub says, rock in a hard place. Does your girlfriend even like football? We do know that she does. If not, why the hell does she want to go? Best plan would be to give up your ticket and have your brother and wife go. OP says, I stated this in the post. She does like football, so she'd have a great time. I actually would love to give them the tickets, but to put this mess behind me, but the tickets are non-transferable. If I don't go, no one does. Parla Raza says, if I don't go, no one does. Then go and have a great time with your brother. Your girlfriend is entirely in the wrong here.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But there is an update.
Okay, my conspiracy
theory. Can you hand me, Riley, my new conspiracy theory hat, please? They suck. No. Riley.
I'm sorry. There's a lot of wires. Could have tripped.
Yeah, there's really
tripped
nice.
And fell and died.
Okay, so my conspiracy is that she's gonna break up with him, or he's gonna break up with her.
Yeah,
I think this is the beginning of, like when a magician pulls out like one of those flags from his and
it keeps going in
his mouth or something. It keeps going.
Mouth?
That's the first red flag of many.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna keep coming.
True that.
But let's get back in reality and see what actually does happen.
Fun fact, the update is February 6th of 2016. The Super Bowl took place February 7th.
Oh,
this is the
day
before.
Thanks for that. That is interesting.
Yes.
So, Riley.
Thank you, Riley. Research Riley. Back at it. Thanks, everyone, for the advice. It was very helpful. This was a very stressful and long few days. I'm just glad there seems to be a resolution. I had tried talking to my girlfriend, and she was still clearly upset. I approached the conversation, as many people said, keeping an understanding that she was more disappointed than controlling and would come around. Unfortunately, she was being unreasonable. She said I could go, but that doing so would hurt her a great deal and that she would need some time to reevaluate things.
Oh, so she's thinking about... Was I conspiracizing correctly? I think I was.
Yikes.
That's a red flag to use breakup language?
To use breakup language about your significant other taking their sibling, like not just a friend.
Dude, I'm going to choose my sister over you every single time.
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. I would choose you too.
Thanks. You said that.
That did not sound silly.
No.
Pause.
It was for emphasis.
So hard.
I would choose Sam every single time.
Bro,
over
I know
any
you're
other.
just waiting to go to Europe to get your own little man.
No, I think if anyone had a problem with
Passportbroettes.com.
No. I think if anyone had a problem with you and like said anything, I'd be like, who do you think you are? You know?
Yeah, running around leaving scars.
Yeah, so true. Let's continue. I should have just ended things with her there, but I was so sick of these tickets by this point that I didn't even have the heart to go, even if I did decide to end things with her. As suggested by some of the comments here, I called up the radio station and asked if it was at all possible to transfer the tickets to my brother so he could go with his wife. They were totally understanding and awesome about it and said they were sorry I couldn't go, but they were glad to put the tickets in my brother's name for me.
Oh, great.
That's good. That sucks for you, though. I was just glad to have it behind me at that point.
Why? I was just about to... Oh, so there's more.
Yeah. I told my girlfriend what I did and that I was staying here. And she said that I was being dramatic and immature. Pot con the kettle black. Just
He's being dramatic and insecure.
Come on. She said that I transferred the tickets to my brother just so I could win the argument and look like a martyr. It was at this point I reached my breaking point. I calmly told her this relationship was over.
Oh, I conspirized correctly.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like happy about the end of this relationship.
This really sucks.
You know, this
is sad.
sucks. But I kind of am because
I'm glad that
she sounds insufferable.
Yeah, that's so not okay. That's so not okay. I wasn't even mad at this point, just confused that a person I thought I knew could act this way. She said she was gonna break up with me because of the way I handled this anyway, so breaking up with her didn't matter.
You're not breaking up with me. I'm breaking up with you.
Oh, I was thinking that you can't fire me. I quit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one.
That's whack.
Which is that is the you can't fire me, I quit is funny because then you just don't get severance.
Yeah. Yeah. No, exactly.
Or like, I quit.
Don't-
And they're
yeah.
like, no, you're fired.
Don't quit. Always get fired.
Always get
Always
fired.
get fired.
Poop on your boss's desk.
Interesting advice from Sam.
Hmm.
I
No idea where your desk is. I
Yeah.
didn't even know you had one.
Yeah, Sam.
you have one.
Riley's trying to get fired. My brother immediately told me I dodged a bullet and glad that she was out and that he was glad that she was out of everyone's lives.
I really wish I was there to like see that moment.
Yeah. And
The
he's also probably
brotherly
glad
moment.
that
Brother of like,
Yeah.
bro,
bro.
dodge a bullet, man.
And thanks for giving me the ticket. My brother's wife was totally cool about me using her ticket and didn't even question it, even after I'm technically taking back my gift to her. They insisted that I go with my brother, and it was their idea. Oh, wait.
Oh, so they did get to go after all.
So, okay, the wife was like, yeah, no, you definitely have to go.
Aw.
So now I'm the guest of my original tickets that I won. Happy to say I arrived in San Francisco a few days ago and am having the time of my life. My girlfriend didn't unfollow me on social media, and I'm posting as many pictures as I possibly
That's so
can.
funny.
Thanks, everyone.
Wow, so it ended
Snaps.
as it should have.
It ended as it
I wonder if
began.
the brother saw all the red flags of the girlfriend's like, thank God that you ended things.
Yeah.
Has there ever been anyone that I have dated where like, thank God that they are no longer in a relationship?
No, I don't think anyone was like glaringly like, oh my God, get them out.
Yeah.
I would say there's people that like, there's partners that I've liked more that,
Top tier list. What's your tier
I
list?
really like Sophie. Sophie, I think, yeah. Like Ariana was always very nice to me,
Yeah. So Sophie's top.
Yeah, I think Sophie was. Yeah.
Sophie's number one.
Yeah.
Then who's number two?
Maybe Ariana.
Who's number three?
I don't remember.
Sam, what about you? How
Who are your other
would you
girlfriends?
tier them?
I didn't like Patience.
You didn't like
I didn't
Patient.
like Patience, and I was proven right. I
Really?
didn't like Patience.
But you also like.
Wait,
the other
why
two.
not?
You were proven wrong.
I think we had different values. I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, different
I didn't know
values.
that.
I think. What else? I don't know.
What was there a reason why?
I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't like her or like hated her. It just like of the girlfriends, I liked her less.
Wow.
Yeah.
Badass.
What?
I don't know. I like that.
Okay.
I like that you didn't like one of my girlfriends.
Why?
I don't know. I just because it kind of like means that you actually are telling me the truth.
Yeah.
Uh.
Yeah, but
Because she could just say, "Oh, I like all of your girlfriends."
yeah. Well, I mean, for the most part, I did. Like, I don't think any of your girlfriends were ever rude or mean to me. They were all
Uh-huh.
very respectful to me.
Mhm.
And Patience was very respectful. Like, she always, she took an effort with me.
Yeah.
I think those values.
Well, now she's married to a 50-year-old.
Now she's married to a 50-year-old. But yeah, no, I think
was
Sophie and I
that
were,
one?
yeah.
Yeah.
And Ariana is always very.
Yeah. Mariana's great.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful.
Yes.
We
Yeah.
ran into her this morning.
Ah,
Me and mom.
yeah. No. She's like I think Ariana and Sophie are right up there because Ariana always gave me she sent me very nice text.
Mm-hmm.
This is just
Yeah, she's very thoughtful.
yeah.
Oh, girly text.
Girly
yeah.
text.
No, I would say actually I changed my ranking. They're both tied.
Sophie and Ariana
Yeah, tied.
tied.
You know what I'm tied up about? Oh,
This
next
next
story.
My wife left me so I couldn't leave her first.
What?
Now she wants to get back together. Should I? This is OKOP, where we read the craziest true stories on earth. I am John and Sophia. Should Opie get back together with his wife?
Whoa. That seems like they're trying to one up each other in the
Yeah.
weirdest way possible.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a healthy relationship.
Leave me so what if you want to hashtag stay toxic?
Yeah.
And
This is like when like someone like when your boss fires you and you're like, no, you can't fire me because I quit.
ooh.
That's what I'm picturing.
yeah. I'll leave you so you can't leave me.
You can't leave me. I'm
Damn.
leaving you.
What about our life together? Nah.
No.
Stay toxic.
Yorks.
Well, let's read this story from Throwaway 8424209. They say, I met my wife, let's call her Anna, during our first year of university. We dated through university and got married right after her graduation.
Whoa.
Things were happy for a while until Anna discovered a lump on her right breast. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I encouraged her to have it checked out, and she was reluctant to do so, but ultimately did because breast cancer runs in her family. And sure enough, that is what she had. Now, the good news, if it could be considered good news, was that the breast cancer she had was extremely treatable with chemo and radiation. Based on her family's history, her doctor also recommended to get a double mastectomy for her. This put Anna in a really dark place,
Yeah.
understandably.
Yeah, I had a couple family members who had to do that for breast
Really?
cancer. And
Wow.
yeah, it's like it really messes with your psyche.
I am sure. I suggested that she go to therapy, but she outright refused and said that she never wanted to hear me suggest that again.
Wow.
So I did my best to be encouraging and supportive to her. I took time off work to be at every appointment with her. I took on 100% of the household chores, both inside and out, did all the shopping, drove Anna to where she needed and wanted to go, planned out special dates, and I gave her an hour-long foot massage every night. Literally did whatever I could.
Wow. OB, that's
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Pretty good. About 6 weeks into her treatment, Anna brought up the idea of going to stay with her sister Sarah for a week. This honestly relieved me as I was burning the candle at both ends trying to accomplish everything, and I thought some time apart would help us both. 2 nights into her stay with Sarah, Anna called me and said that she wanted a divorce.
What?
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's tough.
I did not see that.
I think that when it makes a lot more sense now that we have the context of like going through that.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't. I don't think it's anything that OP did.
I hope not.
It
hope
doesn't seem
not.
like it's anything that OP did. It seems like when you're in that dark of a place, it's kind of hard. Like I can't say that I really blame OP's wife because like that's a really hard thing to go through.
Well, some context from OP's wife.
Yes.
She said that she had read about a lot of men who abandon their wives when their wives get sick, and that she was determined to leave me before I could leave her.
She listened to the pod.
Yikes.
She was-
I think that like I understand you're going through a hard time, but like you need to talk. Like you can't just leave your partner.
Yeah, I think it's like because on the flip side, we've also read plenty of stories where like men will get in these Andrew Tate rabbit holes of
Mhm.
like women who lie about the father of the child.
Yeah.
So with no proof, they go on this crazy frenzy and they're like, I need a paternity test. And there's like
Yeah.
literally the
No
guy
proof.
acknowledges there's 0 signs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But are like, I need this paternity test anyways. And then the woman is like, what the hell? Like,
Yeah.
you're accusing me of this heinous thing that I did not do to you.
Yeah. Don't make accusations that you don't have any proof
Yeah.
of.
I can't put words into how much this crushed me.
Yeah.
I loved my wife. She was my everything. I begged her to reconsider, and I told her that I never thought of leaving her, not even once. I asked her again to go to therapy. She refused again. I asked her to go to couples therapy with me, and she wouldn't. I asked her what I could do to convince her that I wanted to stay. She said there was nothing. I am a man, and therefore I was going to leave. End of story.
Oh, this is so sad.
It took about a year because of where we live, thanks COVID, but eventually everything was finalized. I ended up selling the house and splitting the proceeds between me and my now ex-wife.
Wow.
I didn't want to stay in that town anymore, so I put in a transfer request at my job and ended up moving to a town about 2 hours away. For the past couple of years, I've been focusing on myself more. I got a dog, I've been on a few dates, but nothing serious, and I picked up hiking as a hobby and started gardening.
Okay, I'm glad.
OP just sounds like such
He
a
sounds like
sweetheart.
a really nice guy. and
Just
I'm
like he just
sorry
wants
that-
to garden and pet his dog.
Yeah.
out of the blue. Anna called me 3 weeks ago. She said that she'd been in town on a trip with friends and saw me, and all of her old feelings started rushing back. She said she was sick and out of her mind at the time, and that I couldn't hold her words or actions against her. She said she still loved me, that she always had, and that she regretted leaving me. She begged me to give her another chance. We got to take
A break.
a quick pause here
Yeah.
and break down
Yeah.
what is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone watching Sophia, I mean, what do we think?
One, I don't think that OP is obligated to do anything. I think that OP
Yeah.
is probably very hurt. I mean, it seems like they're very hurt by this.
Yeah.
And I don't think you're obligated to get back with this person.
Yeah.
However, on the other hand, which is not saying this, like what I'm about to say, I don't think it justifies it. But I
Yeah.
think, again, when you go through something like that, I understand like having all of those dark feelings and stuff and then coming out on the other side and being like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
You know, when you're just, cause like, there, I mean, a lot of cancers can alter your mind.
And I don't know how like the chemo and everything
Yeah.
else. That was one
They
thing
can
I
really affect.
wasn't thinking about at the beginning. I was like, oh, maybe that like plays a role in it.
Yeah. Which again, it doesn't mean that OP has to get back together with him, but it does kind of color
Yeah.
how.
I think the unfortunate bottom line is that like OP so badly wanted to stay, and then she was
Yeah.
like, nah.
Yeah.
And OP's had for the past year to try to rebuild his life.
Yeah.
And this like chain pulling back is like, hey, I've been for a year, you know,
Working on myself.
trying
Yeah.
to get back, and now there's this whole yanking thing. I mean, like that's crazy whiplash, and at a point where he was helping and
Yeah.
stuff too.
No,
yeah.
it's really rough.
The whole like rabbit hole of whatever, like men leaving over this, or like men thinking their wives are lying about their kid because they listen to some podcast. It's just, don't go down the rabbit
Don't
holes.
go down the rabbit holes.
Please
Talk to your partner,
talk.
please.
Please. But let's get back to the story. I am so confused.
Yeah.
Fair. If I'm being honest, I still love Anna, but I'm no longer in love with her. She broke my heart. I was devastated when she ended things. It took me a long time to get my head right, but I also know she was in a bad place because of the cancer. Do I owe it to her and what we had to hear her out? I'm scared that if we reconnect, I'll always feel like she'll have one foot out the door.
I don't think you owe it to anyone.
Yeah.
But if you, because it also doesn't seem like you're in love with her. Like if you were still in love, like you still had feelings,
Mm-hmm.
then maybe you could see how it goes. You could be like, hey, you know, maybe I'll consider this if you go to therapy
Yeah.
and maybe we could work this out. But like, it doesn't seem like you're still in love with her. So
That's-
don't push yourself.
That's a great
to like,
point.
Yeah, to try and be something that you're not.
The point of therapy too is like, hey, look, that was something that we like really could have used. And like, if you want to get back together to me, like you can't just shut this down and be like, absolutely don't. She said, don't even mention it ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd be like, don't shut me out if we're going to even consider this.
Exactly. 100%.
But no, you don't owe it to them.
Nope. I agree. Opie says, but maybe that's unfair. I don't know what I should do. Should I give her another chance like she wants? And then this one comment sums it up. I've never recognized couple getting back together unless the issues that drove them apart are quote unquote fixed. Cancer was not the problem. Lack of communication, trust, and a willingness to compromise was on her end. She made unilateral decisions without caring about how it affected you. She refused therapy. The way you're writing this, it's all about what she wants, what sounds like the dynamic that destroyed your marriage. So what changed? I wouldn't do it. But if you want to open the door, you need to start with brutally honest couples therapy and her active and honest participation in a non-negotiable and deal breaker otherwise. Have the therapy to hash out and bury the past and see if dating is an eventual possibility. You guys need to start from scratch. And it's okay if you try it and you can't quote unquote move on like she expects you to. She hurt you regardless of her motivations. There are sometimes things you can't undo.
They really summed that up well.
Yeah.
That was a great comment.
I think like,
perfect advice.
yeah. And especially now at this point, having like the outside, just like having the unbiased and professional input of a therapist who
Yeah.
doesn't have a stake in this and can kind of help, I feel like help see OP that it's like, hey, you don't have to do this, but explore
Yeah.
this if this is something you want. For the wife, it's like, hey, understand you in a dark place, but here's the unfortunate reality of the consequences of the choice that was made.
Yeah.
But we do have an update.
Ooh.
Oh, I hope it's better.
Let's see what happens.
They get back together.
Is that your conspiracy theory or you're just spoiling?
Riley's just playing mind games with us at this point. First, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who left comments on the original post. I know what people mean when they say RIP my inbox. I posted that and went to bed never expecting it would blow up so much. By the time I woke up, the post was locked, not sure why, so I couldn't respond to any comments, but I read as many as I could and tried to take everything into consideration. Many of you suggested that I reach out to my ex-wife Anna for an in-person conversation. The overwhelming consensus was that meeting her in person would tell me all I needed to know. And you were right. That seemed reasonable to me, so I texted her and she jumped at the chance to meet, and we did so yesterday after I was done with work. I chose to ask her to meet at a local coffee shop. Maybe it sounds bad, but I didn't want to meet her at my house or anywhere private just in case. Anyways, Anna was there already when I got there. She got up and hugged me. I let her, but didn't hug back. That's
rough.
That hurts. Then we sat down and I asked her to remain quiet while I talked, and I told her everything. I'm going to sum it up here because I honestly don't remember everything I said. I just talked for a while, like 10 minutes solid, while she sat there and teared up. But I told her things like how much she had devastated me. I told her that I would have stuck with her through thick and thin, no matter what. I told her that I loved her and that hadn't changed after her diagnosis or her treatment plan. I told her that I was broken after she initiated the divorce, and I told her how hard it was for me to pull myself back together. A lot of you pointed out that if Anna and I got back together, I should be worried about what she would do next time she got sick or if I got sick. And you were right. So I told her that too. And she got mad and interrupted me at that point. She said I was being unfair, that I wasn't taking into consideration her mental health at the time. She said she wasn't thinking straight, but that now she was. I took the chance to ask her if she had been to therapy. She told me that she hadn't and that she had no plans to and that she didn't need it. I have to admit, that crushed me a little. I asked her why, just why, all caps. It's the one question I've really wrestled with over the months. And she said that she'd gone looking for support groups and found a lot of women who had stories about their partners leaving. She even mentioned Reddit, funnily enough.
Reddit.
Wormholes.
Oh.
She said that she had talked through it with her sister, Sarah. Anna said that Sarah, to her credit, had tried to dissuade her from divorcing me, but that between social media and some of Anna's friends, Anna felt like she had to go through with it to be seen as a strong woman.
No.
Don't.
Who are you listening to, Anna?
Oh,
No.
These friends are not good.
No. These are bad friends.
These
are
friends
bad friends.
are not good. Like,
Yeah.
why would they want to see this for you?
No.
Of like, we only have to assume, I mean, maybe the narrative OP painted was, or OP's wife painted was different.
Yeah.
But like, we have to assume they see something of the husband's character of what he had been doing during this time.
Of like taking care of her every day.
Something. I'm lost. This is word for word what she said to me. I don't remember anything else exactly, but I will never forget that. She broke my heart and threw away our relationship because somehow in her mind, that translated to being strong.
Wow.
Ouch. She then started trying to tell me that we could get back together again, but at that point, I just told her flat out that was not happening. What it comes down to for me is that I just can't trust her. I would always be worrying about the same thing happening again.
Yeah.
She cried a lot and tried to convince me for a little while. When I got up to leave, she threw her iced coffee in my face and stormed out.
Whoa.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. It does not seem like she's in a stable place right now.
Not the move.
And she's not going to therapy.
Yeah, like, like that one comment that summed things up. It's like not much has really changed.
Not
like
much has
she's
changed.
still, yeah.
Yeah. Like you can't just have that happen and then be like, okay, we can just go back to how it was before. Like you have to make some changes and like work on yourself because that is a hard thing to mentally go through and you need to get help.
Yeah. And like,
But it seems like she's got this whole thing. She's like, I need to be a strong woman. I can't, like, it's very like kind of on the, you know, like how certain men think like you can't go to therapy because you have to be strong. It seems like she
Yeah.
has some of that mentality.
yeah, I think that is an astute observation, Sophia.
Thank you.
So yeah, we are definitely not getting back together. I have the closure I always wanted. I wish it felt better. I've been dwelling on it for the past day and a half. I kept wondering if there's something I could have done better, some way I could have saved our relationship, but I know there is not. I've blocked her number. I kind of hope I never have to hear from her again. I mean, fair.
Yeah.
I'm curious in the comments if anyone what you would have done, or if you or someone you know has been through a similar
Yeah.
situation, because that's kind of an impossible scenario to
Yeah.
imagine. I mean, I could never
Yeah.
imagine.
No, that's really tough.
Yeah, wowzers, Riley.
I know she was in a bad headspace, but the red flag for me early on was not going to therapy
Yeah.
Yeah,
because it's good to have a third perspective.
and her attitude toward
Yeah. But just like that, I think what stands out to me is after the fact. When she claims that she's in her right mind now, but she's like, well, I don't need therapy. It's like, no, you do.
yeah. I refuse therapy. I throw iced coffee in your face
Yeah,
when
Also, the one comment that bothered me a lot was like, you can't blame me for thinking that way. Like, if someone has emotions, like, you just got divorced, you should let them feel any way they need to be felt because, you know, they're going through a very traumatic experience. Like,
yeah,
it doesn't seem fair being like, you can't judge me for the way I was because I was in a bad headspace. You need to be like, respect how they felt about that.
Yeah, like it has to be like, I understand why you did it, but you need to understand how it made me feel.
exactly. Like both sides
Yeah.
need to be validated
Yeah.
and understood that it's like, hey, there was terrible things happening to both of us.
Yeah.
You know, and just because something terrible was happening to you doesn't mean it was
Yeah.
peaches, sunshine, and roses for
Yeah.
me on the other
Yeah.
side of
like,
the table.
Like I had a person who I knew, and I won't give any specific details, but who was going through a very hard time in their life. And I tried to help them, and then they like lashed out at me, said very nasty things. And I like stopped talking to them for like the rest of that year. And then at the end they did apologize. And I'm like, yeah, that's how you do it. Like you can't expect me to try and keep like helping you
Yeah.
when you treat someone badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, regardless of, and after that, I did forgive them. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
you've come back and you've apologized, you've owned up to it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't have to be treated badly,
Yeah.
even when you're going through something.
Or be obligated to
Obligated
you know, help.
to help you
further.
through that. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Don't attack the people trying to help you.
yeah.
Don't bite the hand that's
And if
trying
you
to feed
do,
you.
apologize. Own up
Yes.
to your actions.
At least.
I'll at least own up to your actions because you're always like, there's always going to be people going through really hard stuff. And sometimes when you're going through that hard stuff, you're going to say things that you don't mean in the moment, but just own up to it.
Could not agree more.
My question is, do you think earlier in the marriage, do you think there was other red flags that could have led up to this reaction? Or since Sophia, you've known someone that's been through something like this, does it just come out of nowhere?
I mean, the situation that like I experienced was much different because it wasn't like a terminal disease, or it was not terminal.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a disease.
Mm-hmm.
It was more like different mental health thing.
Yeah.
This might be a case where it truly did come out when
This traumatic life
OP's
event happened.
ex-wife got diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think I could compare.
Yeah. And it's hard too, because it's like, I think a lot of people, I mean, we've read 2,800 stories on this show. And a lot of times what we see is like, maybe there were red flags initially, but the rose tinted glasses just cancel them out. So it's highly possible that, like, for instance, the therapy, like even in just casual conversations of, I don't know, mental health or something, like it can encroach. Maybe there was the red flags of OP's wife being like, oh yeah, no, that's stupid or whatever. But OP couldn't like fully like sink his teeth into or understand what she was saying in the moment. I mean, we've read hundreds of stories probably where that was the case, and they just like couldn't see the red flags.
Yeah, I was just curious if the cancer and the mindset just completely altered her mindset, or if there were like
red
crumbs
flags.
I
earlier
think it
in the
depends on the
relationship.
person.
Yeah, like
But
I don't really
sometimes, like,
know that we
yeah.
had any.
Yeah, we didn't.
in
We
this
didn't.
one.
We don't know.
Man, I want more context.
Always more context is needed.
Yeah.
But you know what we also always need more of? A final story to read for this episode. I'm breaking up with my boyfriend, but I can't find the time to do it. How can I do this? And this story is a special one because it comes from r/OKOP show.
What?
I love it when we get these.
For real?
For real, dude.
I love those guys.
Those guys are pretty cool.
They're kind of the best. And if you, OK fam, want us to read your story, go to r/OKOP show and send in your story.
Or you can call
440-508-6567.
Woo!
Call that and send it in.
Yeah.
And we'll also read it on the show.
There's going to be like only 3 numbers in my life that I know. And it's going to be my parents and this
And OKOP.
I'm
Yeah.
going to put you guys down as my emergency contact.
There we go. If you have an emergency, do not call
Don't
OKOP.
call OKOP.
Call your local
He
authorities.
will not pick up. You will
We-
go to voicemail.
We are not professionals,
No.
and we will also not pick up.
But
Yeah.
after your emergency, call us
After your
and tell us
emergency,
about
tell
it.
us what happened.
Then let us know, and we'll help you out.
We basically
Um,
said the same thing.
Sophia, how can Obi do this?
I think you need to make some time. I think that's the thing you got to make time for.
You wait until
I think
your
you send a Google Meet.
Google Meet.
Yeah, you send a
Get on the
Google Calendar invite.
Yeah.
You say, hey, and it's titled "Break Up with Boyfriend," and he goes, "Hey, I just saw a Google Calendar invite. What's this about?" And you're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. Just show up."
I mean, can we be honest? That's how Sam would do it.
Sam would do it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Sophia had a great poem at Sam's birthday last year, the year before.
Oh my god,
that
wow.
had a bar.
You remember that?
About are you kidding me? I was wowed. I was like, Sophia's poetry. This is me snapping.
Wow, guys, I did write a poem for Sam's birthday because it was
Absolutely
poetry
incredible.
night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. And the Google Calendar. When I say killed, big laughs.
Big laughs.
Big laughs. Okay. Anyways, we got a story from Just Another White Girl, 96.
Sorry, I do have an okay story time about someone that did plan to break up with me one time. So
Ooh, Riley, okay, story
Whoa.
time at the end. All right. Please be nice. I only made this account to get others' opinions. Riley, be nice.
Riley, be nice.
Be a good boy.
that's all I am.
That's true. You're a sweetheart. And to hopefully give me some perspective of what to do. In my last post, I asked, would I be the a-hole if I left my fiance while he was out of town?
Oh,
Doesn't sound great.
doesn't sound great.
We've been together for a year and a half and engaged for 6 months of that time. When we met, I had just had a series of bad breakups where I was told that I don't love the person enough. In our relationship, my fiance has told me that it's not fair that we love differently. His love language is words of affirmation. He needs to be told that I love him at least a dozen times a day.
It's a lot of times a day.
A lot of times a
Let's
day.
calculate that. Sorry. Let's get a calculator.
Here we go.
The child.
Riley.
12 times
365.
4,380 times a year.
4,400 times.
And we have to have our counter because if we don't hit our 12-a-day quota, then we are below quota. How do we know when we're behind quota? We have to track.
You know, you're supposed to get like 8 to 10 hugs a day.
I get 2.
Science is right on that
Sometimes 3. Sophia gives me 1 sometimes.
Yeah, I'll give you a
one.
hug.
I give you a hug today.
Yeah,
I'll give you
yeah,
one
I got
today.
one from you and Sam. Sometimes I can squeeze in 1 from Christian, but that one I got to
Oh,
work
that's
for.
a Christian hug. That's like a Pokemon.
Once Naima gets back, I'll have 5.
There we go.
And then whenever guests come, I
You just solid. Yeah.
get there. I'll work.
We're
up.
building
I'll work up.
Riley up to 8 hugs a day.
Yeah.
If you would like to hug Riley, call 440-508-6567
Give
and
him
tell
a
us
hug.
about it.
Yeah.
My love language is acts of service and quality time. I've asked him and made it clear to him from the beginning that I want to be with someone that loves food and cooking as much as I do. In the beginning, he said he'd love to learn how to cook or that he would wash the dishes while I cook so we could spend time together.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Valid.
I like that.
I like that deal.
That worked for maybe the first half of relationship before he stopped doing those things.
Bad red flag. Red flag.
Oh, ba-ba-da-bum. Then he was upset that I never did the things he liked to do, which was understandable. So we made an agreement.
Mm-hmm.
He would cook with me if I played video games with
It's
him.
always about the video games.
Oh, I'm not into the video games.
Video games stay ruining these relationships out here, like, and with other people. I think that is like that's a big, because if you're doing it with other people, then it's like community time.
It's quality time.
It's friend time.
But also that's like an insane kind of thing to like ultimatum to set.
Right?
It's like, fine, I'll cook the food that you're making for both of us if we both do this fun thing that like doesn't
benefit us.
It doesn't benefit us.
Yeah.
Or daily necessity.
Yeah, not a daily necessity.
Daily necessity. What about these points?
What about these points that I'm
What
trying to
about
rack
my
up?
level ranking?
Come on. Yeah.
Bruh.
Like I understand being like, oh, let's have quality time. Let's play video games together. That's totally fine. But being like, I will not cook with you unless you do this.
And that's why I've never ever cooked with Sophia before. we didn't play Mario Party together. So I guess I owe it.
Yeah,
That is
you
true.
do owe me.
Yeah, there we go.
Man.
Every time you play Mario Kart, you owe her a meal.
Yeah.
You got to cook it.
Gotta cook it.
And you are subjected to the scrutiny of her excellent cooking skills.
I don't have excellent.
You do have excellent cooking skills.
Thank you.
Riley, are you ready? Riley made me a great burrito the other day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Actually,
That's
you know
okay
what's
story
so
time.
sick and twisted? It's an okay story time, and we'll tell you later.
You'll find out later.
But back to OP and the games they are playing, pun intended. Weeks went by, and I played video games with him, and he never stepped foot in the kitchen.
Yikes.
He would make excuses to get out of it or blame me for making too many dishes.
What the frick?
Stop making me so much food.
Oh my God. What?
Come on, bro.
What?
How dare you? How
Oh my
dare
God.
you? As this has gone on, I can feel myself finding less happiness in our relationship, and I'm just overall tired emotionally most of the time that we're together.
Yeah.
I have been on the fence about trying to continue this and hope it gets better, or if I should end it.
Yeah. End it.
Reddit, I need advice. I haven't broken up with someone in over 10 years. Fiance has anger issues, and I'm worried he's going to be mean and hurtful. That is a
Ooh.
hugely important, majorly important factor.
That changes a lot.
That changes a lot. What should I do? If you want more details, my previous post goes into a lot more details on our situation.
I think, one, absolutely leave this person.
Yep.
Two, I think depending on how, like what the level of anger is.
Yes.
I think you should tell him in person, but you should have someone else there
Yeah.
for safety.
Ultimately, your safety.
Yes. Utmost importance.
Paramount.
Yes.
And if you're,
worried at all of your safety, then do not just
Don't do
go.
that.
Just go.
yeah.
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 Like if you think that anything's going to happen to you, do not be there when you tell him.
1 trillion percent. Yeah, it seems to me like and also, I mean, I guess it was not super, I guess they came to that agreement together, but I agree with you where it's like, are we really doing this thing where it's like, if I play video games with you, then you'll cook
Yeah. Then
a
you'll do
dinner
the thing that
for me?
yeah.
And also, she kept up her end of the bargain,
Yeah. And he didn't.
and he didn't do anything.
And also seems like he's not even washing dishes.
But Sophia, she's making too many
She's
dishes.
making too many dishes. There's too many dishes to wash.
How dare you cook so
What the
much good food for me?
He's sobbing.
I'm so abused by your good cooking.
You can be on
Yikes.
Warhammer.
No.
He's playing 40K on their wedding night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, divorce.
Divorce.
Divorce, divorce, divorce.
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 Yeah. I mean, divorce chant. all the way.
And this is an OKOP submitted?
This is okay, fam.
This is okay, fam.
You don't
deserve
deserve
better.
this.
I'll go to bat for you. I'll call up your husband. We established this husband.
Whatever this
Fiancé.
guy is.
Fiance. I will
Fiancé.
call up your fiance and tell them that you're breaking up with him.
Yeah, done.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
Finito.
Out of there.
But you know what's not finito is these 2 okay story times we got.
Ooh,
Who are we starting with?
I don't remember what.
Breakup and supper?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Riley's story.
See if we still have it.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Riley has receipts.
Riley has receipts today, ladies and gentlemen.
I
I
like that
deleted
all of
it,
them
actually.
are from John. How many times are you saying we need to talk?
Gosh. Oh, golly.
I'm looking up. So currently, listeners, I'm looking up the text message that was sent to me scheduled. We're getting a live reaction here.
Oh, man.
Live.
Oh, man.
Anyways, she said, we need to talk. And I was like, oh my gosh, every time you say we need to talk, I get nervous like it's something bad. And then she broke up with me.
Oh,
My heart breaks for my boy, who I love so much.
No, it was good. It was good. We needed to. But it was funny because I called it out before it happened.
what's the other one?
Yeah. Wait, is that the okay story time?
All right, that was bad.
It's okay. It's okay. Oh, what else we got?
John invited me to his house. Wait, you tell it. I want to see your point of view of this.
Okay, so I hit up Riley and I was like, "Hey, let's have a little date, and we can meal prep together, so we can prep for the week. It'll help us out, and I'm gonna make you dinner, yakamain, which is a New Orleans dish involving like a beef stew.
Mm-hmm.
Now I promised him dinner,
It did.
that I would make dinner for him. Oh, and then we would work on your new show.
Yep.
Yes. So
We did one of those things.
few things happened. We did go to get groceries. Riley did meal prep for his week. We did look at his new show. I made Riley absolutely nothing. Not only did I make Riley absolutely nothing, I had the audacity to have him make me a meal.
This
Okay.
is horrendous.
Okay, this is really what happened though. The meal prep, I took over his kitchen. His kitchen is a pivot kitchen. So like you can have one foot down and like go anywhere you need the kitchen. It's pretty nice. I love our big kitchen, but sometimes a pivot kitchen is nice. So like he could have cooked during that time and it took me a minute and I made way too much. So I was like, dude, here you go. I wasn't about to let him starve and watch me cook in his own kitchen and not feed him. Come on. I'm not a monster.
You know what I realized though?
What's that?
All I needed to do, it's like really simple. You basically like take the beef, you put it in the pot, and then you just pour. It's kind of like a crock pot long stew. Like you just
Oh, it doesn't even take that much.
you
effort.
just throw it. You just throw
Yeah.
it all in, and then you just turn it
Wow.
on.
Yeah, that's pretty easy peasy.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm not too hurt about it. Did you make it and
I did make.
you didn't give me any?
I didn't give you any because I low key kept it at my house.
Okay, is John the a-hole then?
Wow.
I don't think he is, but you let us
Wow.
know if he is the
I
a-hole or
want to
not.
see. I should have at least given him
Yeah.
brought some here, given that I had promised him a dish of it.
This is
Yeah.
hot news.
You know, I promised to make you a dish of it and bring it so you can try it out
You
for
can
yourself.
pick another dish if you need to. He didn't make me tacos though. He didn't make me tacos.
Did I?
Yeah,
When was that?
the turkey tacos. Ground
When,
turkey.
though?
It was
All right.
5 days before the burrito.
Sophia's like
Let's wrap this up.
producing this conversation. Idiot fiance breaks up with me and ruins his own life. This is OKOP, home of the craziest true stories on earth. I'm John. This is Sam. And let's dive into it. This is from user throwawaytheman7 says, last week, my 27 female fiance, 29 male, we'll call him Mason. Disgusting.
Jarhead.
Broke up with me because now I get it. Nice. Oh, I thought I had a job, but I don't. Broke up with me because I told him that I didn't want to leave my job and move across the country so he could become a streamer.
Hey, that is a respectable profession.
Yeah, exactly right. I hear there are lots of people that tune into certain people's live streams.
Yeah, like the OKOP live stream. You should come check it out.
Gosh, if only we were live streaming this right now, Riley. What the heck?
I mean, we could stop it.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I make very good money here in Minneapolis. My family is here, and I love the scenery of the area outside of the city, of course. I don't know why, of course, but okay. My ex was basically a stay-at-home boyfriend. He worked only 20 hours a week as a barista at the Starbucks that is literally a 5-minute walk from our apartment.
Hey, he's trying to make the dream come alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, he's part-time barista,
Dude.
part-time streamer. He's full-time creative.
That's a latte art, stream art.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we do, right?
That's what we do.
We just stream
Yeah,
art.
you guys don't know, but we're actually baristas on the side.
Exactly. This is all part of our method acting screenplay. Very LA, you wouldn't get it. I work as a natal intensive care unit nurse, so basically taking care of wee little
Do you
babies.
stream it?
Nope. Lame. And I make good money, so I was never worried about our financials. What worried me was that despite Mason having a biology degree, he was quote unquote never able to get a full-time biology job. I think he was never even looking in the first place. I told Mason that I would be happy to help him pay for his master's/PhD program he was supposedly interested in doing, but he never put in the work to do any research into it or to apply to it.
Sounds like Mason has a case of mommy will do all of my stuff for me.
Yeah, super quick. Do we break up or not? At this point,
Sounds like a freaking skunk, man.
is it enough? Is it enough to break up though? Break up or not?
At this point, I mean, I think you kind of like say like, hey, get your act together, bro.
Yeah, like give him a chance and be like, yo, you need to like.
But it sounds like he hasn't been doing anything at all. Maybe he's super thoughtful. But if he's not, like, I would drop him.
I feel like the tone I'm getting from Opie is that if he's not thoughtful enough to apply to school.
He has a whole degree, you know?
Yeah.
Biology's in demand, probably.
Is it?
I don't know. Science.
Science is always in demand.
Science is in demand.
Fair enough.
They're turning eggs into sperm and sperm into eggs these days.
That's kind of disgusting.
One of my friends told me that they can do that now.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Opie's boyfriend, do that. Okay.
Yeah.
Do that.
Work
Make some
on
sperm
that.
money and give it to your lady.
You can donate sperm.
Donate your sperm. Then do science experiments on it through your biology job. Now we're talking. Now you get to stay in the relationship, but we'll see what actually happens. So instead, he was obsessed with the idea of becoming a streamer and moving to Los Angeles.
I feel like the beauty of becoming a streamer is you can do it from anywhere.
But how am I supposed to soak in the streaming vibes?
That's true. That's
you know what
true.
I mean? Just soak in the content.
All the streamers are in LA.
Networking. Hello?
Networking.
Have you ever heard of it,
I
Sam?
mean, I honestly, I feel like these are actual points.
That's the hilarious thing is this is basically us, but we are actually doing it.
We're doing it. We're here right now.
So
you're listening to us.
Hey, what the heck? Good for us. But Mason has
Attaboy.
never had time to stream or work on building a social media presence yet. That's the kicker.
Wait, so he wants to become a streamer, but he hasn't done a stream?
He's been working 20 hours a week.
He is baristaing.
That's what I'm saying. He gets off between that, playing the games that he would be streaming on, but he has to practice.
He's practicing, exactly.
He's practicing pre-stream practice. Got to get a good like 40, 60 hours in.
Yeah.
3 hours for your girlfriend.
The time's gone. That's a day.
That's
a
a
day.
week.
That's a week.
That's your life.
You
It's
have to
over.
sleep for like 20 hours of that too.
That's it. Or
Gone.
you have your girlfriend fly you out to LA, fund your life, and then become a streamer.
Yeah. And then drop the girlfriend as soon as you're successful.
There we go. Now you're talking. Oh my God. Oh, dude, OP keeps going in. He has literally only 2 followers on Twitch, and the last time he streamed was a year ago.
OP, you better be one of those followers. You better support your boy.
Right? Make it 3.
Yeah.
50% growth.
If she hasn't subscribed, that's a red flag.
Drop her king.
Yeah.
Unfollow her from her relationship.
She doesn't deserve you. If she won't support you when you're at 2 followers, she doesn't deserve you at 1 million.
That's right. Now I paid for everything. The apartment, our groceries, his medication, his pet fish. Interesting.
Bro, that's sick. I want a pet fish.
Right. All of our dates that I always planned, despite working crazy hours,
So
I
he's
was
not thoughtful.
not thoughtful. I was always the one grocery shopping on my way home and cleaning the dishes and cooking and doing laundry.
What the fuck is this guy doing?
I just got tired reading that
I
sentence.
know.
Wow. The only thing he would do consistently is clean his fish tank and turn on the Roomba.
Bro, he tells an other robot to do the work.
He's delegating.
He is delegating.
He's a boss, okay?
And you know, to be a successful streamer, you got to delegate.
Dude, bosses don't work. That's
They
the
don't
key.
work.
They
That's the
don't
key.
work. I'm the problem when I tell him to stop piling the trash up 12 inches over the edge of the trash bin and actually take it out. Bro. And I'm the problem when I told him that I was not going to leave my job and pay for us to move to LA and leave my entire family behind, when he's literally done nothing to make his own aspirations come true.
You can start from anywhere, dude.
Literally
I don't
anywhere.
understand.
My God. Dude sits at home for 50 hours a week in his underwear, eating Takis and playing video games that he isn't even streaming, and expects me to cook dinner as soon as I get home from the hospital. I forgot she works as a nurse, or she works in the natal intensive care unit.
Bro, she's taking care of babies all day, and then she has to come home and take care of a baby all night.
That is like the amount that the stress and everything she goes through to then do all of that on top of it.
Yeah.
Dump him.
Well, I don't even know why she's with him in the first place. Maybe 12 inches is not just
the only thing coming out of the. It's not only poking out of the garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, it is poking out of garbage,
It
but
is, yeah.
not. Hey-o! Oh, that's why they pay us the big
dude,
bucks.
Drop this big garbage man.
Yeah. Oh my God. We had a fight and he broke up with me.
Bro, man
Wow.
knows his worth.
A king knows his worth, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, genius move. So I canceled the lease on my apartment and I'm staying with my sister while I go house hunting and deleting every trace of that idiot from my life. He's tried calling and texting me, but I'm done with this leeching. I just wish every other person could see through his carefully crafted lies, because I have lost 2 friends who are just eating up his sob story. Can't believe I'm such a mean girlfriend who won't be my man's mommy.
Yep, mommy.
Mommy.
Do girls like when they're called mommy? Mamas. Hey,
Mamas,
mama.
answer below.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mama. Hey, mama. That's, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like mama is a lot better than mommy.
Yeah, but mama's like, hey,
Hey,
mama,
mama.
how's it going?
Hey, mama.
No, mamas.
Go mamas.
Hey, mama.
But mommy is like,
Mommy. Y'all, can you answer below and let us know?
I can't imagine that. Like, I can't imagine any context where that's a turn on.
Really? Wait a minute. No, I'm just kidding.
I guess if you're into being like dominated, maybe it's like mommy. Like,
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely people very into it for sure that are out there.
yeah. John knows for a fact.
Oh yeah, for a fact. It's science. It's pure science. My biology barista man can attest. It's pure science. It's pure science.
Yeah. That guy.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But we have one relevant comment before this update. So this comes from Deleted. Wow, you're such an amazing woman to have supported this man through so much financially. You deserve way better, and maybe it's best you don't marry him. Definitely. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you want someone with more substance and contribution to the living situation? This whole thing sucks, and I'm sorry you're going through it. To which OP replied, oh, obviously, but I didn't think it would always be like this. I was under the impression that he wanted to get his PhD in biology and work professionally in that field until recently, which I could see him. You could lead someone on, but only for too long.
Yeah.
Only for too long. I thought he was genuinely struggling to get interviews and to get accepted into a program. I mean, if I was working super hard and trying to get into a PhD program, I would want my partner to be supportive of me. But in reality, he wasn't working towards that at all. He just decided that he didn't want to have to grow up, I guess.
Mm. Well, maybe this breakup will be his move to finally grow up.
True.
Hopefully.
True. Actually, I need a tinfoil hat. There we go. There we go.
All right. What's
All
your
right.
conspiracy theory?
So I think that
Is there an update?
There's an update.
Okay, there's an update.
This is my pre-update conspiracy theory. I think that he is going to, first of all, he won't have any place to live because now the apartment building will try to kick him out. Not just OP. She canceled the lease.
Right.
She's literally with her sister now.
No.
So the lease is canceled. He's going to get kicked out from the apartment, have nowhere to go, end up on the streets, start trying to stream from the streets. Yeah.
Low key, fire story.
I mean, there was actually this amazing creator who was addicted to H, and he literally documented his way back from being unaddicted to that and paying back all of his family that he like $30,000 or $40,000 he lent from family and friends.
From zero.
Like he started negative like 40,000 because he borrowed money from all his friends.
But was there like the first video? It's like, this is day one, and he's like out on the streets in a tent.
He was like already I think clean and sober, but then he was like, I'm gonna start like DoorDash. He's like, I got a car through like Uber or DoorDash or something, and now I'm like living in the car and like working it off, and then he just kept hustling and hustling and hustling. Like,
that's sick.
Jack something. That's so sick. I should really have his thing. But unfortunately, this is not going to be OP's boyfriend. He's going to try to stream, and he's literally going to be like, he's going to have nowhere to go. And then he's going to go back to OP and beg on bended knee for forgiveness to move back in with her.
Please don't let him in, OP.
Don't let him in.
I think that's a solid conspiracy theory.
Plausible, right?
Yeah, plausible.
But you know what we're going to let in?
The truth.
That's right. The update. Back to reality.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. A while ago, I posted about my ex-fiance, Mason, and I breaking up because he wanted to move to LA and become a streamer despite being lazy and having 2 followers, count them, 2 on Twitch.
Still.
So far.
Even in the update?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he's gained 1 or 2
well,
more.
Also, now we know that she wasn't a follower because he still has 2.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, maybe she's so supportive.
She's
a supportive ex, right? Well, through a friend, I have learned of some shocking developments.
He became famous.
He became famous. Riley, you got anything?
He didn't become famous.
He didn't become famous? Okay. For starters, Mason is moving to LA in September.
Woo! Let's go pursue your dreams.
Let's go. And this is so it's next month. This is August.
Okay.
This post is in. So I'm excited to go on our usual haunts and not have to worry about running into him anymore. But the second thing that I learned confirmed that he was only using me as a meal ticket. Guys.
What?
This is worse than I thought. This is a lot worse than I thought. Okay. 1 week after our breakup, he came out as gay and officially started dating our mutual best friend. Now my ex-best friend, who he always described as like a brother to him. Bro.
What?
Bro. Wow. Oh my God.
So is this guy now supporting him? He's like, Daddy, give me money?
Wow. Maybe.
Because what is he doing out in LA? I mean, I guess he could get a barista job.
That's true. He could crush that. But wow. Wait,
there's more though.
There's
right?
more. There's more. I was just in shock a little bit. I wasn't ready for that one.
Too.
I'll go ahead and say now that I have nothing against gay people. I'm happy for him, and hopefully he can be with someone he has an actual chance of loving sincerely. But to say that I didn't have suspicions of him cheating in the last few months of our relationship would be a lie. And she didn't even mention that. She didn't even mention her suspicions in the first story at all. And now to know that he was gay for a year before we broke up, he was just riding on my paycheck while literally effing his bro on the side.
That is tragic.
Wow. I'm guessing it's a little unclear if this is 100% confirmed, but I guess OP is saying that she found out that he was hooking up with him for a year.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That's what I'm reading.
Damn.
Good news is my STD tests all came back clean.
All right. At least they're having safe sex.
That's true. Well, though we hadn't had sex in several months before our breakup, so they're practicing the safest sex of all. Abstinence, baby.
We love abstinence.
That's right. We are big
Yeah,
abstinence fans.
We're all practicing abstinence in this room.
Correct.
Well, one of us is that I actually know of.
What do you mean, Riley?
I know from past conversations of 2 people in here that aren't practicing abstinence.
How do you know I'm
I
not
don't-
practicing abstinence?
Because your room's really close to mine, son.
Oh Lord. Exposed.
And the other one's in a relationship.
Uh-oh. Wow, dude, he got us. He really got us. He really got us. Truthfully, I do hope Mason can find peace and find what will motivate him. But it sucks that through all of the struggle and strife of the last year could have all been avoided if he had just been honest about his sexuality and actually stepped up to the plate and took responsibility for his own finances instead of being expected to be handed life on a silver platter. As for myself, I am closing on a house next week.
Let's go. OP.
I've joined a local tennis league and I have started dating again. Just enjoying myself and seeing what's out there. I am actually a 40 female and I just met an incredibly gorgeous 27 male. No, I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
Just kidding. The house I'm buying will need a few renovations.
I may go on a date with a 40-year-old.
Foreshadow, which I'm excited about doing myself. Life is good, but weird sometimes. And that
Amen.
is the end of the first one. Whew. Wow. Big plot twist in there.
I mean, I'm just glad that he's been dumped. I don't.
Yes.
He sounds like a total deadbeat.
Yeah. Anyone that is now, it's some people look to people and there's a conversation and agreement in a relationship like, hey, I'm going to chill at home. I'm going to do whatever the other person provides. We're cool with it. We same page. Great. Cool. But
Yeah, I guess.
when one person is literally like,
A sack of
I'm in a relationship with you just to like siphon money out of you and
yeah,
move to LA, like, God, disgusting.
gross.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come
I mean, I'm glad that I feel like OP should have seen the signs, but like I imagine there were signs earlier,
Yeah.
right? Where because I mean, this is a buildup, but how long were they dating?
2 years.
Dating 2 years.
And the thing is, like, she had said for a while.
Wait, were
that
they married 2 years or dating 2 years?
I'm
Were they weren't
pretty
married.
sure that they were not
dating.
married. Yeah,
Okay,
they were
I
just
guess
dating.
2 years.
My fiance.
So, yeah,
they were engaged.
They were engaged.
Thank God they didn't get married. Oh,
That would
imagine.
suck.
Imagine he.
But how long were they dating beforehand? Dating for 2 years and then they got engaged.
I think maybe it was a total 2-year relationship. 2 followers. Yep, that's right. On Twitch, you've always mentioned that. I'm not sure if we got the full length of the relationship. She said the last year he was cheating, so which I mean makes sense if they're engaged. Like hopefully they've known each other.
But like she's
for a
been
year.
suspicious of him cheating for a year and only ended it now.
Exactly. But beyond that, she was like, he doesn't contribute to the house. He doesn't contribute to groceries. He did at least like work at Starbucks 20
So
hours a week. It's not
It
nothing.
feels like she just put up with it until he's like, let's move to LA.
That I think was the switch.
So
Exactly.
she would like if he didn't say let's just move to LA, she could have just put up with all of it.
At least for a bit longer.
Because
At
also
least.
like when you're like living with someone, I imagine like and she has like a full-time job. She's a nurse. It's like taking all of her time. Like it could probably just be bad for a long, long time. And it's just like he's just like mushed into her. He's like this little parasite that's just like
I think maybe like part of it was he kept her so busy with taking care of the two of them.
she didn't even have time to think
You
about
didn't even
it.
have time to think about it, sit down, like realize what's going on. Like
Yeah, between working and taking care of him. It's like
exactly.
can't even think about breaking up. Well, I'm glad
Wow.
she's done with it.
She's out. What should she do next?
I think she should maybe read this next story.
Oh my goodness, that sounds like the best
Or
advice ever.
at least listen to it.
My girlfriend is mad at me after I told her I don't want her talking happily to other guys, and this is OKOP, where we read the craziest true stories on earth. I'm John. This is Sam and Sophia, and we have a special guest in the building. Special guest, can you introduce yourself?
Howdy, everybody. My name is Miles Bonsignore, and I host a call-in advice show called Perfect Person, and I'm very happy to be here on OCOP.
Oh, man.
I know. Actually. Wow, the only show for all the cops.
You've committed the cardinal sin, mispronouncing our name.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
No, it's a pleasure for be here. It's a pleasure for be here.
It is a pleasure for be here.
That's what we always say.
We always say it's a pleasure for
Yeah,
being here.
you're on OCOP.
Here on OCOP. Guys, check out his podcast. Links in the description, and we're going to talk about it more. But let's get into this story from Shape Herder, who says, gotta love it. My girlfriend, female 20, is upset when I, male 20, told her I don't want her talking sexually to other guys. What do I do here?
Seems like a reasonable request.
You know, it's a real rock and a hard place over here.
I guess
Wouldn't you say, Miles?
sexually to me, how do you define that?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Some people
And
are just sexually charged all the time.
Some people are flirting
Some people be
nonstop.
flirting.
I feel like I'm flirty to the guy at the AutoZone. I feel like I'm flirty to almost everybody.
And
So
then
I
you get
guess
15%
Well, the
off.
AutoZone is
everywhere you
How
go.
are we going to get our discounts?
Yeah.
She's like, babe, how am I going to get my discounts?
exactly.
We might never know.
Yeah.
Opie goes on to say, we're both in college and have only been dating for 2 weeks.
Come on.
Okay, buddy.
Hey, we're locking it down. Her friend group is composed of 2 female suite mates, I guess like people that live in the dorm, and this other guy on their floor. Let's call him Miles.
Oh.
Just kidding. His name is Alex.
Oh, I
Okay,
was
just
like,
kidding.
what?
Just for kicks and giggles. He doesn't have any other friends, so they invited him to live with them next year too. Let me preface and say that I like this other guy and don't in any way worry about him.
Okay, defensive.
I'm not worried about this guy. Kind of sounds like it, buddy. The other night, us 3 are at the dining hall, and my girlfriend made a sexual comment to him jokingly.
And I didn't worry about it at all.
Didn't think about it one bit.
I was so not worried. It was something along the lines of, maybe you'll find out tonight, which I could also read as, maybe you'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, like,
Yeah,
could
it's
be
emphasis.
completely
Like, what happens at the end
like
of the
our
movie?
test scores.
Yeah,
Maybe
like,
like
yeah.
that tonight, right? That's pretty reasonable, but maybe not. I forget what the lead up was, but she said it with a very tone and even did the whole I bat F me eyes look.
Yeah, those ones.
God.
That was
God, look at
him, like,
You can't even
oh.
resist.
Yeah, keep it professional.
Easy.
I'll give
you 15% off.
Miles, I swear this isn't how it usually goes in this podcast.
It's
Oh my God.
worse. It's worse usually.
It's usually way worse.
Now she has friend-zoned the dude into oblivion, but still acts flirty with him, which never really bothered me enough to confront her about it.
Oh, in the past, she's friend zoned him, and now
But now it's
Now
just
it's up in the air.
She's
so-
into her,
Yeah.
but she's maybe not into him.
exactly. But now it's just getting completely
Yeah.
out of hand.
and of course she's in a committed 2-week relationship.
Oh yeah,
For sure.
That'll last.
Yeah.
14, you know how many hours are in 14 days?
Many.
Many hours of hanging.
Okay. But when she said this, I shot her a nice 10-second stare to the tune of
his eyes. 10-second stare.
Damn,
Looks
this
like
guy
it's wrong.
sucks.
Dude, this guy is crazy. This is a I
Yeah.
feel like this is a classic like insecure first dating like college dude
Yeah.
Yeah.
vibe
Yes,
going
very
on
much.
over
This
here.
is very 19 to 20 years old.
Yeah, they
100%.
met at orientation, love
Yeah.
at first sight.
This is 2 weeks later.
He's like, babe, I fell in love with you at first sight. Don't you reciprocate? We went our separate ways, and I was pissed the rest of the night. Not breaking up, I think, just
No,
like
just-
for the day. Dry and distant over text. The following morning,
Dry text.
She was asleep.
She was just, by the way, at night.
So dry.
oh my God, quit sleeping on me, babe. The following morning, I'm done with being aloof and cold.
I'm over it. I was asleep then, but now I'm activated.
Oh my God. So now I text her and ask her to hash this out, to which she agrees.
I'll meet you at the dining hall. 8 a.m.
Sharp. Swipe me in.
Breakfast ends at 10.
Don't be 1 second late. I met her in person and tell her she probably knows what's bothering me.
like she's a mind reader. They are connected. I mean, it's been 2 weeks.
Right?
They spent 10 seconds looking into each other's eyes.
Sharp 10-second glare.
And she says to me, she doesn't. I tell her that I don't like the way that she spoke to Alex, and she shot me a look like I was out of my mind.
10 seconds batting her eyes.
Oh my God. She started to deflect and bring up other things, like the other things that she was upset at me for. Many of them were trivial. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure, buddy.
like she was grabbing at anything and told me telling her how to talk to friends was such a deal breaker and goes against her values in a relationship, and insinuated breaking up with me.
She wants
was
to break
like,
up
I want to
with
break
you.
up.
Yeah.
I think that's the insinuation there.
Mixed
14
signals
days.
here.
Yeah, I'm breaking up with you. What are you insinuating there?
Could we cut the crap and just get straight to the point?
Wait, I need to look into your eyes. I don't fully understand.
Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't get a 10-second stare to communicate. That's how we really break it down. My God. Frankly, this scared the hell out of me. I've had girlfriends in the past, but
All right.
Sure.
but I have never been into any of them like I have been with her. And in that moment, as I felt my heart beat faster than it ever has, I let her control me. And
What?
And ultimately, I was the one who ended up apologizing. Okay, I think we need to break this down.
Pilly.
We need to break this down.
Is there more?
Oh, there's more. Oh, we just need to take a
I just
second.
need a
We just
breather.
need to debrief real quick.
Yeah.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's been 2
weeks.
It would be crazy to make any big decisions after only 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't sound like anyone was being sexual. He was like, sure, sexual gaze or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you'll see tonight. Like, that's nothing.
More games. He's like, oh, God.
It went from, hey, go ace that test to, hey, go ace that test. So, okay, Miles, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you could sit down with OP one-on-one at this point,
Yeah.
what would your advice be on how to move forward?
You need to go on a long ass walk for a couple months and maybe not be around people for a while.
Wow. Quit
And-
school.
Yeah, maybe quit school. I feel like this is like first relationship
Yeah.
vibe for this
Yeah.
person, right?
No, he's been in other relationships.
Oh, sure. They went to a different school though.
Yeah, those were all 1
They
week.
were
So
all
this is
real girls.
Yeah, for real. No, yeah, it sounds like he just is like, he's classically insecure. But the whole thing
Yeah.
is that if you're worried that your partner is not into you, then they may not be, or you may just not need to be in that relationship.
Yeah.
But he's not worried though.
Yeah.
He's really not
He's
worried.
really not worried.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy that like he can write this whole story
Yeah.
and still come off so insecure. Like this
Yeah.
is from his perspective and he's had time to think about it. And it's still like you can like eat the insecurity off of this plate. It's it's bad.
And if she didn't want to bang the guy in her hall before, she definitely does now.
True, you're driving him straight into it.
You
Yeah.
have crazy chemistry with this guy in your
Yeah.
hall. And it's
Yeah.
like, okay, like cool.
I guess I do.
Our chemistry is zero, but y'all just, have you seen the way you look at him and he looks at you? She's
I only saw him as a friend before, but
but now.
He was
Changed my
hot.
mind.
Well, let's find out. So, OP, so it wasn't several months, but after an hour of reflection. Okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
short hour walk.
yeah,
Jog.
This guy's so powerful. He's able to take it all in a single hour.
Like, that's
Months of work.
That's what he's saying. I realized that she completely took my power away from me.
He felt emasculated.
Yeah.
Like Vegeta. What's he talking about?
I can no longer go Super Saiyan because of her evil ways. She's depleted me of my energy. Oh my God. And I shot her a text outlining the fact that a personal, very general boundary of mine is that my girlfriend doesn't make sexual comments to another straight guy in front of me. So gay guys, we're all in.
Hey, listen up.
Yeah, floor the gas. But straight guys, you better watch out, okay? Oh my God. And I can't be in a relationship with her either if she can't agree to such a small thing. I compromised by telling her she can say whatever she wants to him when I'm not there. Interesting. So
Wait, hang on. So she can say anything she wants to anybody if he's not in the room.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the opposite of the way.
I want to hook up with you. He didn't hear it.
Yeah.
We're good to go.
He wasn't there.
The second he walks in, he hands everyone scripts. This is what we're doing.
At the top in all bold, no eye contact
Yeah, he
whatsoever.
says, lights up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But I just really don't want to be there to hear it. Again, I'm not a jealous person and I'm confident in my own shoes.
No. Oh, sir.
And Alex is not the kind of guy to worry about, but it's just a personal rule of mine that I feel most people can get behind. But not her. She refused to see reason and asserted again that me telling her how she talks to her friends is a huge deal breaker, quote unquote, goes against her values. I tried to tell her that it's not me telling her how to talk to her friends.
It's my values. It's my
Values, babe.
Which would be very unfair of me after only knowing her.
If I were to say that, that would be
great.
bad.
This moment of self-awareness.
This thing I just said to you is insane, but I did not say that.
Yeah.
It's very simple, very clear cut here, which would be very unfair of me after only knowing her for a month versus the amount of time that she has known them. I simply don't want to hear her saying suggestive things to another straight guy in front of me, regardless of context.
Oof.
I'm so lost.
This is sort of like the classic case of if your partner wants to bang somebody else, they are going to do it regardless of what you say. So you playing into their hand by being like, you definitely shouldn't say a sexual joke to this guy. Like, obviously, this is just going to make her more annoyed with the current boyfriend.
And
Maybe he's okay with the banging if it's not in front of him.
Yeah, behind me.
if we're lawyering this, then technically speaking, it's not in front of him.
If you put a do not disturb sign, he's like, okay, got it.
No one's seeing it but them. So that's like
So did it really
double
happen?
points.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Also, I feel like he's like creating an algorithm to decipher. Like you need an algorithm to decipher if you're following his rules or not. At this point, I'm
Absolutely.
completely lost.
Golden rules.
True. We have something to show you later.
Oh, actually?
We
Oh,
do.
man.
Riley, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
She does not see where I'm coming from in any way, shape, or form. We haven't talked in damn near 36 hours, a full quarter of our relationship.
Oh, God.
But it's kind of cute how like there's like he feels like there's so many emotions in so little time. Like I'm kind of into it now. Young love.
Oh God. And now we are at a stalemate. I don't see her apologizing anytime soon. And if I were to give in myself, I would lose self-respect, which is something much bigger than me and her.
His own self-respect.
Exactly.
It's so
It's
much
bigger than all of us.
I
okay?
respect you more than anything could ever be.
Also, I love he says his self-respect is even bigger than himself.
Yeah.
How is that
Do we know how
possible?
old he
Goes
is?
beyond. He's like
must be
19.
He's 20.
He's 20.
He's 20.
So
Yeah,
he's a
that's classic.
sophomore in college, maybe.
Yeah, I think sophomore, maybe junior in college. My God. And I really don't want to break up with her, but just don't see where to go from here.
Just
And that
giving me no
is
choice.
Wow.
that's
there
the
more?
conclusion.
Oh, so we
That's
need to
it?
give advice.
All we got.
Okay.
So now we really got to go in deep.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
Okay.
date anybody. That's my stunning advice.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that he should be dating almost anybody until he figures out his own
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
He needs some time.
Yeah, he needs a little bit of time.
What do you think figuring out his own thing looks like? Like, is he like going to the cafeteria on a dinner date with himself? Like,
Yeah, he needs to
Yeah.
do self-care.
self-care.
I think he also just needs to understand that like it's like the least hot thing you could possibly do is control the person
Yeah.
that you're trying to woo. And wow, that rhymed. I wasn't even trying to have that happen.
If I could say, that sounds like perfect advice.
That's correct,
Right?
Actually, yeah. But I just think that, you know, especially with insecurity and jealousy and stuff like that, it always is a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Like if you are jealous about somebody and you're like, babe, you can't do that or you can't do this, then it's going to usually that is just going to make the person more frustrated because it's like controlling.
Yeah.
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 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to keep this guy away from women for a little bit.
Yeah,
It
definitely.
sounds like
Away.
she is soft breaking up with him at the very least.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right now,
Imagine
right?
you were 2 weeks into dating someone and they were like, excuse me, you spoke to your friend in the cafeteria in a weird way. It's too much.
Did you not see your eye batting?
Yeah.
It's the classic F me eyes. I know what I'm talking about. I've been in 3 one-week relationships. Okay. All of them ended amazingly.
I just took psychology 101.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to this guy.
Yeah, big
I
shout
hope
out.
you find love after a long period of self-reflection.
But you know what I would love,
Well,
Sam?
I was gonna say one of our friends actually told another 19-year-old to wait until they were 30 to date anyone.
Yeah.
So I
He
feel
was
like that's
pissed.
He was not
so
happy about
funny.
it.
Wait
not
till
happy
you're
about it.
30.
she said this
30, she
serious.
said 35.
35.
She
She
said
said you
35
might
and
not.
rich.
You might want to do some evolving
Yes.
before you go.
Yeah.
And some wealth building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to get more money.
Yeah, yeah.
You need more cash before
Yeah.
you can date anybody.
You need cash or personality.
You need to at least finish your psychology course. You don't know how it ends yet. Yeah.
I failed Psych 101. I at least got a D. I
Hey.
did not do well.
That's
That's a
something.
pass to me. That's a pass in my book.
And now I give advice on the internet.
There we go.
Yeah.
I feel like you've made up for it.
Yeah.
That's,
Oh,
that's your
yeah.
extra
Yeah.
credit.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We give
Yeah.
you an A.
It's
okay?
field work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
It's an
maybe
A.
a C.
I'll take the C. I'll take the C.
It's a
Damn.
pass. It's a
That's a
passing
pass.
grade. Yeah.
That's a
Sam, you know what I want to see?
This
Ooh.
next story.
Hey-o.
So, am I the a-hole for asking my best friend to break up with his uneducated, unemployed girlfriend so we can be together?
Jesus.
There's a theme of insecurity running through these
Yeah.
stories.
Riley, what parts of Reddit did you go to today?
Red pill only.
Yeah.
So, I know the title makes me seem like a little bitch, but I couldn't think of another But I couldn't think of another way to summarize it in one go. We'll call him Dean and call his girlfriend Helen. Basically, I'm a university student and interned at a marketing company over the last few summers. Dean was my boss, and there we became really close friends. Our friendship moved outside of work, and I no longer interned there at all. The more we talked, the more I fell for him. He's incredible, hardworking, successful, funny, and the whole package. His girlfriend is not.
Okay.
Damn.
In my opinion, she's actually a loser. She's uneducated and unemployed. Helen dropped out of high school because of family problems. Apparently, her mom has severe anxiety and depression.
Holy
Overdosed
shit,
multiple
bro.
times when Helen was a kid and would have breakdowns and threatened to hurt herself if she was left alone.
Apparently.
Apparently. What do you mean apparently?
So Helen
What?
stayed home with her like a chump.
Take care of her mom. Dude.
Her ailing mother.
Fucking idiot mothered her child.
She's a freaking loser.
She's a dork, dude.
And still does when necessary because her father can't get retired. Over the years, Helen had admitted it's weighed on her mental health and she sees a psychiatrist and takes medication.
She's bettering herself. What the heck?
Fuck this girl.
God.
That's
Bro.
crazy.
Oh my god! I can't believe this started with she's a little. Oh wait, no, sorry.
I added
I'm
that.
a little
Sound like a
bit.
little
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's obviously in love with Dean, no?
Yeah.
He's like, Dean's the whole package.
Of
Smart,
course.
beautiful, and incredible. And his
But
girlfriend
Helen-
sucks.
Yeah. No, OP is obviously in love.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for sure.
My
So-
God.
And it was his boss.
Yeah,
her boss.
her boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh, it was
don't
her
know.
boss, yeah.
He
Do we
sounds
know?
maybe a little bit jealous.
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
I might be
She's
reading into this.
developed her own irrational anxiety. She's had some jobs over the years. In the hours her dad is home with her mom from work. So I guess like she's in the spare couple hours she has between taking
Care of her mom.
her mom and like her dad not being home, she works.
So
So she's doing everything
she's
she
not
can.
unemployed.
Yeah.
But would have screaming/crying panic attacks while on the job. She has them at home sometimes too at night, but she can calm herself down apparently.
Why?
God, this
Subsequently,
poor woman.
she's never
this poor
finished school
person.
or held down a job. This feels like
Why
punching
does-
down.
Why does OP know all this? Is Dean telling her everything?
That's a great question.
Dean is probably flirting.
You think Dean's.
and maybe Dean's like, yeah, you know, she was
conspiracy theory.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm putting on my tinfoil.
I have not heard yet.
I think Dean is telling all of this, being like, oh, like she's my girlfriend's so terrible. I wish there was someone better, and kind of like soft hitting on OP.
Huge conspiracy. I think that maybe it's the OP is reading into this in
Yeah.
a crazy way that makes no sense.
But why would Dean tell her, like an employee, all of this like pretty
Maybe
private
she's
stuff about his
subordinate.
girlfriend?
other conspiracy theory. She is stalking the girlfriend.
Yes, because she's in love with Dean.
Yeah.
So she's like,
Yeah.
can you even believe her? I went through her Facebook, found out her mom's problems, and now I'm like pissed about them.
And I looked at her
doesn't-
LinkedIn. She's not
plugged
very
her phone.
consistent.
Very spotty resume. Very spotty.
Incredibly.
She does seem like a raging maniac.
She does
so
seem crazy.
But let's get back to reality
Yeah.
Oh
and
my
see what
God.
actually happens. So, Dean and I have talked about it many times.
Oh.
He insists she's doing her best, that she does all the cooking, cleaning, laundry, yard work, etc.
Oh
at
my
her
God.
home.
That's
she
it.
gets a very small amount of money from her father for like a weekly stipend, or like, I don't know, like a whatever that thing is called where you get money each week.
Allowance?
Allowance. There we go. She also does video game streaming and makes money from that. Barely any, I think.
Hey, she's an entrepreneur. She's a self-starter.
Also, to make any money from streaming, you have to have some
take
level of
time.
notoriety.
Yeah. Also, the barely any, I think.
Barely any.
Barely any.
Don't really know.
They've been
Yeah.
together for 5 years, and he's come to the term with the fact that she may never work or get educated. Dean has a
She's
marketing
working.
degree.
Sorry, not the flex you think it is.
Dean's so high. He has a marketing degree.
Yeah, can you believe?
He has
He's
a master's in marketing from DeVry University. Yeah, I think he knows what he's talking about, all right? Very educated individual.
But he doesn't seem to care. He says he will provide financially, and he's okay with her being a stay-at-home mom someday, or even just a stay-at-home wife. I DM'd him asking why he's even in love with her.
Okay, obsessed. That's insane.
You
I love
DM'd
it's a
him?
DM, yeah.
Yeah, if they're so
Well,
close,
you
why
know
don't
the
they have
number?
numbers?
Yeah. How he fell in love with her and just why. I don't get it. He can do so much better.
Oh, like
And-
me.
And he said this. Oh, man.
Here we go.
Oh,
Too upset to read it.
this is cute. I fell in love with her for so many reasons. She's sweet, kind, and she always sees the best in people, even with everything that she's been through. I think she's funny, beautiful, intelligent, and is always trying to do some good. I like that she's random, silly, quirky, and passionate as fuck. I like how competitive she is because I'm competitive too. I like that she's athletic. I like how she cooks things top of the dome without needing to Google everything like me. I love her giggle and I really love her smile. I like her singing voice. Well, all of her voices. I like her hugs. I like kisses. I like when her fingers are in my hair. I like the things that she draws or makes from hand. I like when she holds my hand. I like her taste in memes and I like her taste in music. I like her puns and her sense of humor. I really like her presence and I like her dance moves and how good she is at everything. I like that she is.
He's going.
He's still not done.
I like that she likes to help people. I genuinely like the person that she is and always have. I admire her a lot and will always want her for myself.
Loser! Dork alert!
Wow.
That's pretty uneducated to me.
Damn.
I feel like what I'm getting is they need to develop or create a boundary as a boss and an employee.
1,000,000%. Yeah, that's crazy.
Context: she was working under him, and then they became friends outside of work, and she is no longer
She's no longer
interning
yeah.
at that place.
Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, but to DM someone and say, "Why are you in what's
Yeah.
Why are
even
you
the
in
deal?
love?
And
Why
then-
are you in love with your
Did
partner?"
he
It's
DM this
crazy.
back?
Yes, he DM'd this back.
He's like, "Shut the
Fuck
fuck
up.
up."
Yes, we tell you.
This person. Like,
That's actually
kinda
great.
baller,
Yeah, I
though.
love that. That's a mic drop.
Yeah.
I told him how I felt about him. After that,
After that,
Oh my God. Okay, you're the dumb, uneducated one, all right? My God,
You
read
need
a
to-
context
you
clue.
need to read people.
how I'm in love with him and that I wished she wasn't around.
Oh my God.
So pathetic, though. And also,
so
like,
sad.
not only to do that and then to write this and be like, "Am I right, guys?"
That's what I was saying about the last story too. Like to write this all down,
Yeah.
read it back, and be like,
Yeah, this is
People need to see this.
She's like, I
need
might
justice.
sound like a bitch, but,
Yeah,
but I
only
think,
might.
by the end you'll get where I'm coming
We're
from.
gonna be on the same page of this.
he said, all right, so she said that I wish she wasn't around. He
Oh my
said,
God.
well, I'm lucky that she is. I don't know what I'd do without her.
I
Which
feel
is
like
a clap freaking back.
he
Yeah.
needs to stop talking to
I
OP.
know. Why is he still talking to her?
Block her.
That is a weird thing where,
Yeah.
like, sometimes you see people engaging with their exes or people that are clearly into them,
Yeah.
and there is something sinister about that. Not to put my conspiracy hat on, but I
Put
do
it
think it's
on.
weird for. Okay, Actually, it's weird for Dean to be communicating with OP.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
If you know someone is this into you,
And you're in a committed relationship.
yeah, you can't be like sending a long soliloquy about
No.
your lover. Even though it's defending your lover, it's
Right.
weird. You don't need to prove anything to this
Send
person.
that to your lover.
Yeah.
Exactly.
True. Question. If he had ended that with, and this is why I can never talk to you again, you are blocked. Goodbye.
That's good.
That's
yeah,
fine.
yeah,
Yeah,
End
That's
it
good.
there.
Middle finger emoji.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, he keeps going.
He keeps
He's
going.
still
Yeah.
entertaining it.
Because also,
Yeah.
if Dean's girlfriend figured out that this was like the conversation was happening,
Yeah.
what the?
Yeah.
Why is
I
that
think
going
she
on?
would be a little bit what the.
Yeah,
1,000,000%.
But
absolutely.
let's see what actually happened. So I told him he's just comfortable and he's staying with her because it's been a long time. She's doubling down that I've been at a place in my life where I thought I couldn't go on with certain people, but I survived. And he would too. He said this. Well, I don't want to. So I appreciate you not saying things like this. Quote, I wish she wasn't in the picture. That's awful. If you cared at all about me, then you'd say that. I'm lucky to have her and respect that, you know? Why not just stop talking
Just
to her?
stop talking here.
This
She
is-
doesn't
deserves
care
a
about
ghost.
you. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it does. Dean needs to get better
Yeah.
at ghosting.
Yeah.
So he adamantly won't leave her. And I don't understand why. He told you why.
It was a very long text.
Almost too disruptive.
Yeah.
With the little money she earns, she saves up to do some very special things for me. She sounds great.
Yeah, she sounds fantastic.
She's like, I'm going to take all the money I can possibly earn. I just want to spend it on you because I love you so much.
Oh
How
my
dare
God.
she?
Yeah, damn.
She got him a cameo from his favorite actress, took him to see his favorite sports team in the playoffs, got him a PS4. She's taking him to his favorite band this summer. She does all these quote unquote sweet things.
But I know what they really are.
Like
Yeah,
give
they're
him
mean.
random cards, drawings, paintings, crap like that. I think maybe that's the real reason he stays with her. But I could do that stuff for him too. She's had years to do it.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
God.
This person needs to be hit by a truck. Is what I think.
Literally.
She continues.
Oh God.
I'm studying hard. I work at a barista to get through school. I love talking to him. I love spending time with him. He means the world to me. Does anyone have advice on how I can win him over? I just want him for myself. I'm the better choice for him. He just doesn't realize it right now. What can I do here?
Get a restraining order.
Yeah.
Okay, Voldemort. Like,
Damn.
And
Oh.
I feel like we don't get this very often. We have screenshots of texts
Oh my God.
between them
Oh.
and some relevant comments and an update.
oh my God.
Wow.
So we got some juice still to squeeze, but where
You don't squeeze juice. I just want to clarify.
so where do you think she's at, like mentally, emotionally with this person? Because it feels like I'm getting like little stalker vibes.
Definitely stalker
Yeah.
vibes. If
Yeah.
I'm Dean, also, I'm like, if I see this person around, I'm being like, hey, and then sort of
Yeah.
dodging around the other grocery
Yeah.
aisle. I
Yeah.
don't want to communicate with this person at all.
I think
No.
I'm running.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
running. Like,
Yeah.
she's also, if you want to win this person over, being like, your fucking girlfriend sucks and she's a loser, like he obviously didn't care for that. He's
No.
rejecting against that. So there's kind of no hope for her.
Yeah.
I hope.
But I'm still like wondering why he responds at all. Like I
Yeah.
wonder if like he feels like he has to respond to make her not like feel, I don't know, more obsessed in a way.
I'm just wondering if they're in like some sort of thing where they have to see each other every day. Maybe
Well,
that they're
she
not
doesn't-
still
she
working
doesn't-
together.
She doesn't work.
You know, but I don't know. Because like, why else would he?
Maybe because she's a
know.
barista. Maybe he's around.
That's where he goes to the
Yeah.
coffee. He's
Yeah.
like,
He's
it
like,
would be
mine's
really
my
awkward.
favorite coffee shop.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
lose
Yeah.
Go.
Ugh.
Sounds like a Friends episode.
So we do have screenshots.
Exciting.
Okay. So we have screenshots. Is this the first? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Okay. So it starts. How materialistic are you? You're so he. Wait,
He
that's-
says,
yeah.
"How
He says, "How
materialistic
materialistic are you?" She says, "You're really going to support some stupid for the rest of your life? That's really insane. He says, it's none of your business. Why do you apologize if you're still going to be like this? And she responds, because I don't think you realize how dumb what you're choosing yourself is. She's not worth it. You can have someone who is your equal, which I guess she means herself. And then the guy responds, listen, I don't have to argue with you about who I'm going to marry, lol. You want to talk? We can talk about anything you want except my relationship. Otherwise, I won't be replying. Why are you continuing to reply?
That's weird.
He responds, you looked out for me, so I'm looking out for you. I'm just being a good friend. She has no job though, and I do. I mean, like, hey, a barista is a job.
As a former barista, no.
Just I used to be a barista, and it's sort of it's a job, but it's sort of hell also.
Yeah, you're a
Oh my
real
God.
treat. At least I'm not a broke bitch. You work in a coffee shop and rent a room. Lol. Yeah, which is more than she does, isn't it? No, actually, call my girlfriend a bitch one more time.
You gotta
I
kill
call
her.
them like I see them. No one else would do that. So this is from her still. You're still talking to me. You didn't give up. And then Dean says, just trying to look out. Doesn't seem like you have anyone else. Anyone would do the same.
Oh, he's like, the only reason I'm talking to you is because you don't have any friends.
Oh,
And I'm worried about you. So Dean is responding because like he's like, this girl's
You're
mental
clearly
health
out of your
is
mind.
unstable.
Yes, that makes sense.
Oh, Dean's just a really, really nice guy.
Wow.
He's just a fucking angel.
Oh my God.
OP's an outcast,
Yeah.
like a banished member of society, and Dean's taking pity.
I'm just,
Anyone would do the same. And then she responds, not any guy I've met before. I just wish she wasn't in the picture, I guess. Well, I'm lucky she is. I don't know what I'd do without her. So this is what we were talking about in the actual post. And then she responds, you'd go on like everyone else does. There are many people I thought I couldn't go on without, but here I am. You could figure it out too. And then we have the text that he sent back that we heard about in the post. Well, I don't want to, so I'd appreciate you not saying things like, I wish she was in the picture. That's awful. If you cared at all about me, then you'd say I'm lucky to have her and respect that, you know? So there are some relevant comments. And Riley, hide those so they can't look.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
All right, some relevant comments. So, do you think those texts absolve her in any way?
No.
No.
They make it seem so much worse. Although they do put into context that she's like the town nut.
Yeah.
She's like the barista that's like, I know what's best for you, like running around like a crazy person.
Yeah. She's really giving like Azula vibes in the
Yeah.
beach. Do you remember the beach episode where she's like,
Yeah.
you're so sharp, you could puncture the whole of an enemy. Yeah. She's like, together, me as a barista and you as a marketing professional, we can rule the world.
We can rule the world together.
Yeah.
Again, like, why show the text to the internet? Like, do you not realize how terrible it makes you?
So if I'm putting myself in OP's shoes, if she really truly believes she's in the right, this is all evidence proving her point further. So she's like, I'm so in the right. I'll lay it all on the field.
Yeah. She has
look at
nothing to
everything.
hide.
Yeah, I
Okay.
have nothing to hide.
The relevant comments are fucking crazy too. Woodford Reverse says, can't you just be friends with benefits?
What?
Makes no sense. This person's fucking brain dead.
Didn't read any of it.
Let's encourage him to cheat on his wife who's like taking care of his parents.
I think they read the title and they were like, oh, there's an easy solution.
Hey, you guys just hook up and be friends?
OP says he doesn't want that. I asked and sent nudes. He asked me to stop immediately or he would cut contact.
Unsolicited?
Unsolicited nudes. And
This
then
person is
Little
horrible.
Midgame responds, you asked for nudes from a guy in a happy relationship and sent him some even though he has a girlfriend?
Oh my God.
This is the easiest you're the asshole we've had in the last week. And then we do have some more relevant comments. We have a back and forth between two people. So Shmuvid says, there's clearly something he sees in her that he doesn't see in you. You can't
know what it
explain why
is.
people like who they like. If he's happy with her and the relationship, then that's that. Your attempts to drive them apart will only drive your friend away from you, which is, I feel like, really down to earth advice for someone who's not down to earth at all.
yeah.
Opie responds, he hasn't let himself see me in that light though. If he did, he would see I can offer to him all she does and more. He just thinks he's happy. Love is blind. He has no idea what he's in right now because he's in so deep. He thinks he's happy because he's smiling all the time and saying how much he loves his girlfriend. If he could just wake up and realize, we would be a very happy life in the future. Shmuvid responds, what do you think about any of this? Doesn't doesn't matter. If it's what he thinks, move on. Opie responds, why can't I change the way he thinks? I'm seeing it as an intervention for his dead-end relationship. I just don't think anyone here is hearing me out. It seems bad on the surface, but it isn't. She's like, all of these people on the internet are wrong too.
I'm being
They just don't understand.
No one gets me.
I guess she was counting on like the idea of being like, look, like I'm just a girl from a small town.
Yeah.
Like, maybe
I'm the underdog.
The global community of the internet will have my back.
I'm just a barista looking for love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's like
She's
every
playing
rom-com.
Taylor Swift in the background.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There are some we have like a bunch more relevant comments where we're getting more information about them. So I'm going to read some more.
Please.
They get a little crazier.
Love it.
Crazy says, lol, okay, so I should let him be homeless with her and live a shitty rest of his life. He could have everything with me and more. I'm going to have a steady career. I'll have a degree. I'll have many things. So I dream of things he and I can achieve together, which is totally Azula.
Yes.
Totally giving Azula. We could have everything if she ceased to exist.
God, is
I
this
just
gonna
wish she
kill
didn't.
her?
That's all. If that makes me bitter, then okay.
She's a barista.
No.
We could have everything. Lattes, cappuccinos, muffins. Not the muffins.
Alexander Frostfry responds, homeless? I think most people wouldn't care if they were living on the streets with their loved one. Okay, that's a little far. Yeah, it would be hard, but they wouldn't be alone. I mean, I guess it's better than being alone and homeless.
In love on the
I'm
street.
confused about this response. And that's a big conclusion to jump to. I think he'd be able to support both himself and his girlfriend. Also, the DM screenshots, which I finally read, just made you seem even worse. It's one thing to call her a bitch to strangers on the internet, but to do it to her boyfriend, damn, I can't believe he's still even bothering to talk to you. I think you belong in r/nice girls. I hope you figure yourself and your behavior out. It's not okay to treat anyone like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got one more relevant comment before the update. Too Many Ants says, link him in this Reddit post and he'll be able to see where you're coming from.
Oh my God.
In a way that's clearer than text messages, which are short and impersonal.
They're trapping her.
Yeah, they are.
They're like, link him.
He'll totally
Is
see
he will
reason
do?
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He'll see it with super clear eyes and he'll probably even realize he needs to take the problem person out of his life.
They're trapping you.
That's so funny.
Wow.
Your replies in particular will show him everything he hasn't realized.
That's awesome.
Oh my God.
OP does not see the trap. So you agree she's the problem? Thank you. People in the post are judging me so hard and I'm trying to stand by myself because I know what I believe in here is right for me and him. I'm giving him some time to cool off, but I'll link it to him this weekend.
Too Many Ants is a mastermind.
Too Many Ants might want to do it sooner than later. There's a decent chance the thread won't be around by the weekend. I'd be surprised if it made it to the end of today. OP, what do you mean? I don't think it'll be deleted. I'll send it to him now then and just tell him to open his eyes and have an open heart. Maybe he'll come around. Thanks for being understanding, unlike anyone else. And after OP was talked into sending the post to Dean, Dean responds. And I will read you the screenshot.
Wow.
This is so fucking
Oh my
juicy.
God.
Now, L, you linked me to this post so I could understand you better. And now I do. I love my girlfriend more than life itself. I've been with her for 5 years for a reason, not because of what she can offer me financially, but because of who she is as a person. That's what matters to me. I'll work 3 jobs if it means keeping her. For example, she once spent 2 hours traveling in the rain to bring my sick mom some homemade soup. Money doesn't buy that kind of heart. I never told you that story because you would get emotional and angry with me for even bringing up my girlfriend. I tried to be your friend because you seemed lonely. When we worked together, you said your roommates don't talk to you and your family is back in your home country. We never had a future together. It's not even a possibility. I will protect that woman at all costs, and it really hurts me to see you talking about her to strangers on the internet. I hope you'll have the integrity to take this down.
No.
Here we are.
Still
Here we are.
Maybe it's best we don't stay friends for now and see where things head. You sent me this link though to this thread and then you immediately blocked me on Instagram. Why? I don't understand what you want from me at this point, but it's no longer worth my energy. If you're ready to grow up and respect my relationship, give me a call.
Okay, that is weird. By the way, if I got something like this, I'm in a happy relationship. I'm just immediately being like, thanks so much. We are not speaking anymore.
Yeah.
Block immediately.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. 1,000%.
She's like at the level of I'm worried like for this man's safety and the girlfriend's safety. She's literally saying, I wish she wasn't in
I
the
wish
picture.
she ceased to exist.
Ceased to exist.
She's gonna fucking arson the house.
Yeah.
Literally.
That is also what Azula says too.
Yeah, I think that honestly, like obviously OP is crazy, but I think Dean, that was not a good call for him to add at the end, give me a call.
Totally
because
weird.
she will take that and run.
It opens the door. She's just like, I just have to wait for him to cool off.
Yeah.
And then I'll
Right,
talk
yeah.
to him
What are you
again.
possibly
said,
gonna
"Give
have
me
to
a
talk
call."
about on a call?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Her plans of conquering the world
Yeah.
from barista to CEO.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know
Oh
what?
my God.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think Dean's an asshole.
Whoa.
Dean?
Yeah.
I think Dean is dumb. Capital D
I
dumb.
don't think Dean's an asshole. I think Dean's stupid.
Yeah, really dumb.
He's either stupid, like he's either so impossibly stupid,
I think so.
Yeah.
or he's a soul for even like leading this girl on in any way
No, I think
by even talking to her. He just needs to stop talking to her. It's so obvious.
this post is about extremes.
Yes.
Yeah, extreme craziness and extreme dumbness.
Because Dean, I think, is also doing the thing of being like, there's that of good in everyone. Like,
Yeah.
just give me a call. We can be friends. Like,
Yeah.
everything's
Yeah.
fine. And this person is a psycho.
You know
Yeah.
what? Actually, that made me change my mind. I think
Yeah.
Dean's just an angel.
Yeah.
He's just a sweetie with
No.
an idiot brain.
Yeah. Like I had a
beautiful
friend who was like, I've never hated anyone in my entire life. And I feel like that's this vibe, which is insane to me.
Whoa.
Who
Like-
have you hated?
Well, I don't know. I don't have
names.
specifics. Rebecca, you stole my pencil. I never forgave you. Oh, no, but just like, even he was like, I never disliked anyone. Like, what?
Oh, he sounds like milk toast.
Yeah, it's like boring.
If you've never disliked anyone, then
Yeah.
you're probably pretty boring.
You haven't
No,
lived.
it's weird.
Yeah, you haven't loved.
Yeah.
You
Arsenal
haven't
of
been
enemies.
talking to enough people.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and the
What
point of
a-
that was that this is Dean.
Yeah, this is Dean.
Oftentimes I give the advice on my show where it's like people call and be like, I'm in love with this person, but they're in a relationship, whatever. The best thing you could possibly do is just be a good person
Yeah.
around that person.
Yeah.
But like you can't create a calculated plan for that relationship to fall apart. Just
Yeah.
if it does, then you'll be there being a good person and a good friend,
Yeah.
actually, and maybe that works out your way.
Yeah. So true.
Agreed. But you know what? I want to see if the person is a good person in this next story.
Smile into it, baby.
Am I the a-hole for evicting my boyfriend's daughter because she almost put me in the hospital?
I mean, it sounds like she's trying to kill you.
Live in the hospital.
Yeah, exactly. You just got new room and board.
Exactly. This comes from Throwaway Allergy, who says, I can't have contact with peanuts and I am terrified of them due to some bad experiences of me ending up in the hospital.
You're allergic to peanut. Why so weak?
Never good experiences.
Never good, honestly. It is not exactly airborne, but I could have an irritation. And if, for example, I touch something that has been in contact with peanuts, I could have swollen eyes and an itchy nose and throat. Ingesting the peanuts is fatal.
The allergies are crazy.
What is it about peanuts that are so lethal?
I don't know. They're just trying to kill us, dude. It is a nightshade, right?
Nightshade?
Dude, I feel like peanuts are trying to get revenge on humans. There's this one
Did we
kid that I
create
know
peanuts?
that if there's peanuts even in the vicinity, just like gets.
What do you do at that point? Because I feel like you
Ooh, okay.
can't avoid them.
Information. Ready?
Yep.
So we know that lectins in peanuts, for example, are dangerous. The lectins in nightshades may also be gut irritants in sensitive individuals, setting off the same leaky gut response as the alcohol. I don't know what that means.
So it's like bad for your gut and your
Yeah.
biome.
What are lectins?
I mean, I think if it kills you, it's probably bad for your gut too.
I'm going to be deceased with the strongest gut of all
Strongest
time.
gut. But you know what
Iron.
I want?
Wait. Let me tell you more about this.
All right, what, Sophia?
What else?
Lectins are defined as proteins that bind to carbohydrates. The same features that lectins use to defend plants in nature may cause problems during human digestion. What? I just told you. I just explained it.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
literally
yeah,
caught nothing of
carbohydrates.
that.
That was great.
Carbohydrates.
That was great.
Binded proteins.
Lectins defend plants in nature. So it's,
Yeah,
it's like a
lectins.
poison. You know, so for example, a
Okay, so
plant
they're
has,
poisonous because they're protecting other things.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
that
I'm a
makes-
lectin that John keep telling the story.
Just
So-
telling you facts that you asked me for. Whatever.
She is 14 and has no respect whatsoever for my anxiety. My boyfriend and I moved in and she lives with us every other week. Now, I told my boyfriend that I don't want her here because she is not respecting my boundaries, but that I understand that he doesn't want to live with me in that case. We could revert back to him being with me when he doesn't have his daughter. So basically, like, they just moved in, but also
There's this daughter that is not being sensitive to OP's
They
peanut.
might revert it, although they might run it back. He got very upset and he said that he loved me and wanted a real relationship and to live in one home. Makes sense. So I told him that maybe he should be with someone who isn't allergic then.
I feel like that OP's going nuclear.
Yeah, that's a little...
That feels like the nuclear option.
Is that an a-hole sentence?
Yeah, I think it is. I think
A-hole remark?
It's like
Kind of feels
like
a-hole-y.
you're talking in breakup language, and you shouldn't be talking breakup language.
Yeah, it's pretty
then.
harsh.
However, it is life or death.
That is true. It is life or
OP
death.
said it's not life or death
unless
for-
she ingests it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we need to know more about this daughter.
Yeah,
This is
I want to
true.
know what the daughter's actually doing.
He thinks I'm being very unfair. He said, well, she will probably hate the next one too, and the next one, and the next because she wants her mom and me to be together again. So it wasn't me specifically that she dislikes.
Oh, so maybe the 14-year-old is trying to kill her.
I
Like,
I think so.
Oh, you don't like this sandwich? Peanut butter jelly? What's wrong with that?
Here, eat this totally not peanut butter sandwich. I made it special for you.
Have you just starts like rubbing herself with peanut butter and going in for hugs?
Yeah. Here's this new face mask. Totally healthy. I said that maybe he needs to take a break from dating then until she is on board, but he said that he couldn't be single just because his daughter wants him to. Before me, he was single for 6 years, and that wasn't good enough.
Well, she was a
true.
baby at that time, or like a small child.
But
You
even
can
still,
date
6
and
years.
have a small child.
No. He's saying that. How old is she right now?
14.
She's 14. So he's saying that 6 years ago.
No, he was single for 6 years.
He was. I know. He was single for 6 years, and he's saying, "Oh, well, she's still unhappy with the arrangement, but she's probably only like kind of cognizant about it."
Well, then she shouldn't care.
now. No, but
Because then she wouldn't remember that there was a
no,
relationship.
she's like figuring it out. She's like, "Wait a minute."
Well, she's been against it the
She's
entire
still- I mean,
time
she's-
consistently.
No, I'm not. I'm not defending her. I'm just.
You're
saying
saying OP should be single for more than 6
For life!
years?
Yeah.
You're sentenced to singleness for eternity. Pop, pop, pop.
I just feel like those past 6 years aren't relevant to her. You know.
They're relevant to OP.
Yeah, of course. So
Because
and to the husband,
because
or
literally
the
she's
boyfriend.
saying, "Oh, maybe you're not ready to date," and he's like,
No.
"Girl, I've been waiting 6 years for this moment."
She's not saying you're not ready to date. She's saying maybe you shouldn't date because your daughter's not ready to see you date. That's
The
what she's
daughter's
saying.
a butthole.
I know, but and he said, well, I was
Biggest
single for 6
cockblock in
years.
the universe.
But I'm saying
Trying
those
to
6
kill my
years aren't really
girlfriend
relevant because
who
she
just
was a
is afraid
child.
of peanuts.
Okay, whatever.
I can't believe you're advocating
No, I'm not.
for the daughter.
I'm not advocating
to
for the
kill
I'm not
OP.
advocating for
Okay.
the doctor and the daughter's. I'm just saying that he was saying the 6 years are relevant, and I feel like they're not relevant because she was a child.
They
Like-
are very relevant. Literally, OP
To
is.
the daughter, they're not relevant because she was a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old.
They're very relevant to the
Oh,
daughter.
whatever.
Like,
She's young, so it's like hard to wrap her
Yeah.
head around it. But that doesn't mean that OP should
No.
had to wait 6 years.
it's
No,
whack
that's what
because
I'm-
she's barely. Sophia's right. She was barely
what I'm
cognizant,
saying.
which means that she doesn't have any idea of what the memory of them being together was like.
That's what I'm saying. You just weren't listening. I'm not advocating for the daughter.
Sounds like it. Sounds like you're on Peanut's side. You
No.
want the Peanuts to win.
Sibling rivalry
You want the
aside.
Peanuts to
Sibling
win.
rivalry aside. Opie says, before we decided to move in together, we have done some trial living together, and never once did his daughter do anything about the nuts.
But make sure you do it. You know,
Ooh.
important.
There you go. Only allergic to one nut, am I right? But now for 4 months, she always has peanuts with her. So all of a sudden, she's like bringing peanuts.
That's so funny. That is the funniest act of aggression ever.
Dude, but dangerous though.
That's so
crazy.
dangerous. She's trying to murder her.
No, I'm not saying it's good.
You're
I think it's
advocating
funny.
for the daughter, Sam?
I'm saying it's hilarious.
I don't know why she's doing this. I thought we were cool. She just smirks and says, maybe if you are so allergic, maybe you're not meant to survive.
Whoa, she's that's a eugenicist thing to say.
Followed by a stand-up comedy bit from Louis C.K. So I guess she's just quoting
Louis C.K.
that line from a special.
I was like, that sounds kind of.
I've heard that.
I haven't heard it before. It's new to me. But we got some relevant comments from ER vet surgeon. Not the a-hole, but you might need to leave this relationship. She thinks it's funny and he doesn't care. The amount of disrespect for your health is amazing.
It doesn't sound like he doesn't care, but maybe
But he's not
just,
doing anything about it.
He's like having a hard time managing his daughter.
I mean, like, be like, hey, you're not allowed to bring peanut here anymore because it's like super dangerous to her health.
Yeah, and yeah, but like, do you know how small a peanut is? You can sneak that shit in.
Great. You keep doing it, there's going to be consequences.
What
Like,
do you do?
You try something.
You try grounding her? Oh, you need to stay in the house more?
Here's the thing that OP is not doing anything. Or sorry, OP's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Is not doing anything.
That's
Like,
why I think
what
it's
would you
kind
do?
of fair
don't
for her
try
to
one
leave.
punishment.
What would you do?
I mean, probably start taking away the things that, like, phone.
Phone.
Gone.
Boom.
Take away phone. You can either have peanuts or
Every
a phone.
peanut you lose an item.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like something. And you know what? Maybe it doesn't work and it's not an effective solution. Better than sitting on your hands.
Yeah, no,
Doing
I agree.
nothing.
I agree. I think if OP's boyfriend is not doing any punishment, that's pretty whack and that's an a-hole move.
Pretty whack.
Obviously, the daughter's the a-hole, but
Yeah.
I think the boyfriend is the a-hole if there's no punishment following this peanut terrorism.
Low key, we don't have to answer this now, but at the end of this section here, I'm curious for everyone watching if everyone is the a-hole here,
Including,
including OP.
why is
Stew
OP
on
the
it.
a-hole? Oh, for being so aggressive, like you're not ready to date?
Okay, but I don't think that's necessary. I think OP is worried for her health and well-being, and I think that she kind of implied that she's brought this up before as like an issue, saying like, "Hey, you need to
Yeah.
stop your daughter from bringing peanuts in the house," and it keeps happening. And now the daughter's blatantly saying that she's doing it on purpose and knows what she's doing. And so I feel like if he's not going to do anything about it, I think that's kind of fair of her to be like, "If you can't control your daughter, I can't live with you."
Yeah, I wonder if this
but
is
I
the
feel like
first
it's a
time they're having it.
rephrasing. There's a rephrasing that needs to happen because it's not if you can't control your daughter, then like she's like, oh, if your daughter's not okay with it, then you
Which is
can't
kinda
date.
sad.
But I think if she said if you can't control your daughter in the way that you need to, this is literally not a safe environment for me.
Yeah.
I think that would make sense. Then you wouldn't be the a-hole.
I don't think OP's the a-hole.
I think there's a tinge. I smell a tinge.
What do you think? We're going to get into it after this next section. Cruel X Intention says this. He's allowing this instead of getting to the core of it and putting the child in therapy where she clearly belongs. She's plenty old enough to know that this can murk someone, and to have complete disregard over that shouldn't be overlooked. And then Wondering Gemini 84 says, may love this guy, but I bet you love breathing more. This! Man, people love saying this. You cannot love someone when you're gone. The boyfriend doesn't seem to realize how serious the no peanuts thing is. This is non-negotiable. Your home should be your safe space. She doesn't respect that and doesn't hear you or doesn't care enough. Throw them out, OP. Weeper of Chimney says, not the a-hole. She has all but said she's attempting to mark you with peanuts.
That
Quoting
is true. Like she is.
literally, she's using it as a weapon.
Yeah.
This is premeditated.
Premeditated.
Yeah, it would be premeditated. Merkin.
Also, I realized I feel like that's a great word for so no one
Merkin?
thanks us
Yeah.
for saying that. Quoting a comedian doesn't make it funny or acceptable. He hasn't bothered to search her and divest her of the nuts when he picks her up either. To which OP responds, he
Pats her down every time she comes over to the house. She's
Yeah.
like, all right, arms up.
peanut detector.
Peanut.
He offered this.
I realize, like, I know this is serious and like OP could die,
yeah.
but there's just something so
There is
funny.
a comedic.
There is a comedic element
of the peanut.
of this small little nut being a terrorist.
Yes, I agree. I think a comedian could do something on this.
They have.
Apparently. OP offered this as a suggestion. Visitation before she entered my apartment, but I don't want this kind of life. So visitation before she entered my apartment. Oh, I guess like visiting more until like everything's good and then comes to live there. I was fine only seeing him on his weeks off, but I understand that he wants something more permanent than meeting every other week. so he probably should find another woman. Yogurt Snodgrass says she would probably just hide the peanuts around his place for you to hopefully come in contact with. Just break up. His kid is trying to murk you. Where is she even getting all of these nuts from? Is her mom buying them for her? Does she buy them from a vending machine at school? How crazy is the little turd? Now, we do have an update one day later.
Yeah, I think like maybe OP was being a little like the only reason OP should be worried, of course, because there is OP's health on the line. Only thing I was just like a little bit like that felt like a little bit aggressive was the maybe you're not ready to date. But a good point is if you can't control your child, maybe you're not ready to date.
Yeah, that's maybe more the root cause of the issue where it's like you're literally, and there's like quote unquote controlling your child and then like actually trying to like do some parenting strategies to address it.
Yeah.
Like there's literally,
and it doesn't seem like he's even trying.
It doesn't seem like he's even trying at all. And I think like maybe to Sophia's point, like we don't know exactly how, if this is the first conversation about it, if this is the millionth conversation about it, but it does sound like OP is just kind of like over it.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling like OP just wants to break it off and like almost like,
yeah, maybe is looking for a reason. I understand not wanting to. I mean, if like this guy's like a weak sack of poop that isn't trying to be firm at all with his daughter, I think that shows a lack of character.
yeah. Again, it's actually like parenting the child that you like ultimately will like stepmother
Yeah,
long
exactly.
term. So if you don't have a good co-parent in your
How can you ever
partner,
how can you ever get to a point where things are good?
well,
is there an update?
there is an update. We might
Let's
find
get
out.
it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for really caring about a stranger with a dilemma. I was glad that I wasn't wrong in my gut. I told my boyfriend that I wanted to break up. Over. He was very sad and tried to reason with me. He suggested that we could live separately. His daughter will soon be an adult. I told him that just because she's 18 doesn't guarantee that she leaves the nest, nor that he stops being a father either.
Yeah. Or that, I mean, she has, when she's 18, she could probably buy more peanut.
I mean, like, that is full peanut buying freedom right there.
That is, yeah, you could buy any peanut you want. You can be bags and bags.
Dump your whole paycheck. You can buy, peanuts are cheap.
Peanuts are cheap. And they literally, it's like buying peanuts.
See? Anytime she could come across hardships and want to move home and she needs to find that home, she couldn't have it with me. And about living separately, while it is fine now and some few years ahead, what about the future? He was silent and listening to me. I felt overwhelmed because I love him. He said that the only way his daughter will be happy is when he is alone. Dude, that's crazy.
This daughter sucks.
Yeah, I mean, she is a teenager, but
I mean, a lot of teenagers suck, but this one specifically sucks.
yeah, not a vibe. She is in therapy, but has not shown any regards for her father or his life. She seems to not see him as an individual with feelings. He is just a father. I don't know what to tell him and just said that she probably needed time to grow up. Until he moves out, daughter is not allowed to be in my apartment. She called and threw a tantrum about her father choosing me instead. Oh, I guess about he was trying to like reason to be like, hey, like stay with me. But
he's not doing anything. Like there still hasn't. I feel like I'm hearing no action that the father has taken to reprimand his child.
Yeah, he's literally losing on both fronts. The girlfriend is like, hey, you're literally not doing anything. And just because he's like trying to push back and stay in the relationship, the daughter's like, why are you choosing her over me? Like, why are you being a bad dad?
Daughter's entitled, bratty kid.
Yeah, not feeling it. She has the right to live with her father every other week, and this shouldn't change. I didn't say anything. They need to fix this as a family, and I am not a part of that family anymore. Ooh. He rented his apartment for a year's contract, so I don't know how he will manage to find a new lease or terminate the lease so he could move back to his old apartment. So yeah, they got a specific apartment just to live together.
But they're both on the lease.
I think
I'm confused.
He rented his apartment for a year's contract, so I don't know how he will manage to find a new or terminate the lease so he could move back to his old apartment. Anyway, he's staying there for a couple of months.
No. Okay, so he's a landlord basically, and so he was renting out his previous apartment to someone else, and so he's saying he doesn't know how.
So he has to find a new place to live.
Yeah,
that's easy enough.
That's not bad at all.
Fine. Get over it.
But then the next one is anyway, he is staying here for a couple of months.
Because all right, so he has an apartment that when he moved in with her, he rented out, and now he's staying a couple months until he can find a new place.
Yes.
A couple months where?
At OP's place.
They're living together.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she's letting him stay. I was confused because I thought she was saying you're kicked out immediately.
No.
But your daughter is not allowed.
Right. I am very sad that this beautiful relationship has to come to an end, but I need to think about myself now. And there are some relevant comments closing us out. Keenooch73 says, know you made the right choice for you, your health, and your safety. As someone said in your other post, you may love him, but you probably love breathing more.
I love that quote. That's so funny.
That's a pretty great quote. I think you're right about his daughter never accepting his partners. He needs to address this with her in therapy. This is true. I hope her therapist knows about the peanuts because her behavior is truly disturbing. I am so sorry your relationship had to end. And Commercial Ask 3416 says, I feel so bad for you and your boyfriend. I feel like he is stuck between a rock and a hard place regarding his daughter. I know people are saying he should discipline her on this and that, but it sounds like it wouldn't work and that she would likely escalate. I work with kids like her, hoping her not being able to live with her dad the next few months will be a wake-up call for her, but in my experience, I doubt it. Good luck to the both of you, especially him, as he has to deal with the fallout. Not your monkey, not your circus, anymore. That's it.
Well, I'm glad at the very least OP got out of a potentially deadly situation.
Yeah, it seems like it just was not the match for either.
And the more that I listen to the story, the more that I pull back on my initial OP was even a little bit the a-hole. It feels like the more I think about, and if I stop thinking about it like a peanut and start thinking about it like every time the daughter placed a peanut somewhere, it was her trying to stab OP, which is effectively kind of what is happening.
Yeah.
It really puts into context there's real consequences to her succeeding and hurting OP.
Plus, again, we don't know exactly where in the timeline, how many conversations they've had about this, etc. But it seems like they have had this conversation, and OP is like, I am trying to tell you that you need to discipline your daughter, but you continually just don't do anything about it. So I think the language, which maybe debatably could be harsh, is she's just trying to communicate with him you need to do this. This needs to happen or it's gonna break off, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
So
should have heated
the peanut.
Heated the peanut.
Heated the peanut.
But to all of you that have peanut allergies, I would love to know how harsh it is and how do you think about it? Is it I'm afraid of peanuts like I am afraid of getting or is there I don't know. How do you I'm curious how
how do you avoid it?
I have a friend that's my friend James is allergic to peanuts. But he eats a tiny bit of a peanut every day. And now he's he's worked his way up to a whole peanut.
Oh.
Well, actually, wait, let me ask.
I have a friend who's also allergic to peanuts and can't be in the air.
Right. Yeah. Even the air is affects them.
Yeah. And I constantly, I have to catch myself because I'm oh, hey, do you want some of this? And
nope.
It's clearly a peanut thing. And I'm oh, wait.
Yeah. I don't know how peanut allergy people are able to live, maneuver. You walk into a salad bar, any restaurant, right? Peanut oil, high fructose corn. Oh wait, that's corn.
Can't go to a Starbucks because we can't confirm that our foods are allergen.
Yeah. which I feel like is most people.
Well, there's peanut-free schools now.
That's true. When I was working at a summer camp, we weren't allowed to bring any sort of
peanut-free whole
And did this just happen? This is such a deep rabbit hole.
I don't know. It wasn't a thing when I went to school, but when I was
I would love to see a YouTube video breaking down the history of the peanut allergy and because it feels like maybe the collective horde has become more and more allergic to peanuts or something. I really don't know.
I think it was probably a thing for a while. We know why they're dying. They were probably just so people are dying and I don't know why.
No, so peanut allergies are becoming more common. The prevalence of peanut allergies has significantly increased over the past few decades. For instance, studies indicate that the number of children in the U.S. with peanut allergies more than tripled between 1997 and 2008, and this trend continues to rise. Approximately 2.5% of children in the U.S. now have a peanut allergy, representing about a 20% increase from 2010.
What's going on? Why is everyone becoming allergic?
Improved hygiene has reduced exposure to infectious agents in early childhood that might lead to higher incidences of allergies. So in conclusion, let your kids play in the mud.
Sniff some dirt.
Roll them in peanut butter.
Roll them in, as soon as they're out of the womb, cover them in peanuts.
Slather them. Yeah.
Well, you know what I want to be slathered with, Sam?
This next story.
Woo, say that 5 times fast. Let's get it.
Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my boyfriend because he ignored my medical emergency?
Yeah, wait, no. Break up with him.
This comes from Life is a Zoo Throwaway, and they say, I, 25 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 27 male, for 2 years. He's been my first ever boyfriend because not a lot of guys seem interested in me. Overall, our relationship has been good, but something happened recently that made me question everything. About 2 months ago, I started feeling severe abdominal pain while we were at his apartment. The pain became so intense that I could hardly move or speak. Do we think a torn abdominal muscle or burst appendix?
Or,
What do you think? Quick,
anal
quick, quick.
leakage.
Anal leakage? What is wait, Sophia's on one
No,
today.
you weren't there. You weren't there. It was in the last story.
The pain became so intense that I could hardly move or speak. I told my boyfriend that I needed to go to the hospital because something felt very wrong. He dismissed my concerns, saying I was overreacting and it probably wasn't anal leakage. Leakage. It was probably just something I ate. Despite my pleas, he refused to take me to the hospital or even call an ambulance. Why don't you call the ambulance?
Jelva gets me.
What?
She said, seriously, Sophia is me in these situations and I mix up or don't realize what I've said until my friend.
She knows what she's
I
saying.
did. Also, anal leakage was
wait.
from the last story.
Come on, you want us to have mercy on you for things that we don't know we're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty crazy. Making fun of us for all these words that we
I
mispronounce.
don't make fun of you. I just repeat you. If
And
you were
smile
to
and
repeat,
giggle.
because you smile and giggle at me.
Anyway, refused to take her to the hospital or even call an ambulance. L boyfriend for sure. Terrible. If anyone is in pain, I'm taking them to the hospital. And still what? Josephine Matolo says anal leakage, Sam 2024. Stop being Sophia. We don't need more of those. Instead, he suggested I lie down and wait it out. The pain kept getting worse and I was scared, throwing up and crying. After an hour of begging him to help me, I finally managed to call a friend who immediately came over and took me to the ER. Turns out I had pancreatitis
Ooh.
or
Ooh.
pancreatitis.
No, pink.
They said pancreatitis,
Oh.
which required immediate medical attention. The doctor said it could have been life-threatening if I had waited any longer. My friend stayed with me the entire time, but my boyfriend didn't even check in to see how I was doing until the next day. He's probably embarrassed. He sent a brief text saying he hoped I was feeling better. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. Didn't even bother to come see me once. 3 weeks.
3 weeks, your relationship is over.
Yeah, you're over. When I confronted him about his lack of support and concern, he got defensive and said, I was being dramatic. That he didn't think it was that serious.
Okay, but even if it wasn't that serious, in general, let's say OP was just living life like day to day.
Mm-hmm.
If her boyfriend didn't come see her for 3 weeks, just normal life,
Yeah.
that's also pretty bad.
3 weeks of not seeing your partner would suck.
Yeah. Like without any reason or cause.
Any reason. If she had like a big test or a big project that she had to work on for 3 weeks,
Yeah.
I would totally understand that.
Same. Me too.
He accused me of making him look bad in front of my friends or something for something that wasn't a big deal. Well, I decided to break up with him.
Yes.
Because I can't be with someone who doesn't take my health seriously or support me in an emergency. Now, after we've been apart for a few weeks, some of our mutual friends are saying I overreacted and that he just made a mistake. They think I should give him another chance. If you give him another chance, he might kill you.
If you give a mouse a cookie, he might kill you.
What?
What?
If you give a mouse a cookie.
What does that
might
mean?
kill you.
I was making a joke.
Oh,
I don't get it.
If you give a mouse a cookie, it's a book series. It's a book. If you give a mouse a
Do you
cookie.
know about that?
Yeah, I know
What
what
the
she's talking about.
heck?
If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give
And
a
then
moose a
Sam
cookie,
said he might kill you. And so I combined the two.
Oh,
if you give a mouse a cookie, he might kill you. I was adding on to your joke.
They think I should give him another chance, that he was busy and it wasn't as big of a deal as I made it out to be.
What was he busy
Am I the
doing?
a-hole? The doctor literally said that you might have died if you came any later. How much more clear could we be?
Also, what was he busy doing?
Being a
He was
L
busy
boyfriend.
every day.
What did you do, Riley?
drop my phone again.
Oh, damn. Is it broken?
If you give a moose a muffin, is that a thing?
Yeah.
That's another book?
yes.
You give a moose a muffin.
That's
If you
kinda
give
cute.
him
I
a
got you, dog.
cookie.
Relevant comments. So Active Lurker 777 says, well, we know how he will act if his future significant other gets cancer. He will walk as soon as he hears the words, not the a-hole. Oh, you give a mouse a cookie. I've seen that before.
Yes.
I've never read it though.
What?
What happens if you give a mouse a cookie?
He just keeps like taking things and wanting more. He keeps asking for more things.
Oh,
So it's like if you give a mouse a cookie, he'll keep.
he'll ask
keep-
for
yeah.
like the house.
If you get a Vamusa muffin, he'll want pancakes.
Yeah. So it's like he'll keep wanting more things.
I see.
It's actually a really intelligent joke that I made.
Yes. Yeah. You just need a high IQ.
You just need, you just need to really know, like.
Pristine Dable 3146 says, I knew a young woman whose husband left her with young children when she was diagnosed with MS. Her parents had to raise the children. He was soon with another younger woman, his third marriage. And Spiritual Speech 725 says, when women get diagnosed with a fatal or very serious diagnosis, they are warned by medical staff that there's a huge chance their husband will leave them. It's so effing appalling that it's so common.
What?
Wait.
Till death do us part.
Wait. Really quick. So you go in. Sophia, you're a woman. You go in, all right?
Yes.
And you go into the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, Sophia, you have cancer. You have a month, like 6 months to live. By the way, your husband's probably going to cheat on you. They say that to you? There's no way they say that you're like that hospital staff is like, by the way, husband's going to cheat on you.
My husband's going to cheat on me. And I have cancer. My husband's going to cheat on me.
Are you really doing tears right now? That's crazy.
I'm an actor.
And scene. That's crazy. I feel like that is whack for a doctor to say
Yeah,
that.
would be kind of crazy.
That would be crazy. That's the end of that story.
Prepare yourself. You have cancer. You might die, and your husband might cheat on you.
The divorce rate among cancer patients is what 11%?
Yeah.
But that's where that story ends. But do you want to? Well, so what do you think? OP should break up with the boyfriend? Do you think that's justified?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. Easy.
Me too. Get freaking out of there.
Get out of there.
Miss Kildit says nurses tell you what you need to hear. So you're saying a nurse will go up to a cancer patient and say, your husband's going to cheat on you.
Watch your husband.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Do we think that that people should do that?
That seems like an unnecessary.
Maybe you give them a pamphlet and it has like a bunch of stuff about
when your
what to
husband's
expect.
about to cheat on you
it's
because
just like what
of
to
cancer.
expect with your cancer process, and it's like, getting the treatments and how much this will cost, percentage of your husband cheating on you.
Slide that in there.
Yeah. It's like really small.
21% of women get either dumped or divorced. I mean, wouldn't it be the same for men?
Probably not.
What, 80% of?
Well, women are expected to be like caretakers societally.
How many men? Like what's the other? I wonder what I feel like it would be the same for both. I think 20% of men probably get dumped or divorced.
Who's to say? If you needed to be driven to the ER, Sam, and EIR.
Yeah, there we go. Get her.
Yeah,
get her.
I'll take it. It was funny.
You would do it?
I would do it. I would drop everything.
I would do the same.
I would
also
ask you not to take me.
Radish says 21% of women and 3% of men. So you're saying only 3% of men get dumped?
Yeah.
Ever?
No, in this situation.
In marriage. Oh,
yeah.
you mean 3% of men get dumped when there is
in the hospital.
In the hospital. Yeah. Oh.
So you get a room full of 33 cancer patients, and one of them will get broken up with.
Yeah.
Wow.
Guess so.
Dang.
Men wise.
I imagine so. You, like, if you have cancer, you probably have a higher likelihood of staying with your partner if you're a man.
Gosh.
So
yeah.
if you want to save your marriage, get cancer as a man.
Because the divorce rate is 50% in America.
Yeah.
But you know what we do have to say? This next story.
Ooh.
Wow. Would I be the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend for bringing up marriage?
Ew. Forever commitment. Gross. Clean much.
So short bonus 6622 says, my 21 male girlfriend, 19 female, keeps bringing up marriage, and it makes me uncomfortable and contemplating the whole relationship. My girlfriend and I have been together for almost a year now, and it's been great.
Woo!
We love each other deeply. However, for the past 3 months, she's been talking a lot about getting married and has been dropping big hints, like sending me engagement ring ideas
Oh, that's a major hint.
and TikToks of couples getting married after 2 years of dating. She's entering her sophomore year of college. That's
Spring
young.
before spring.
That's really.
Oh, I forgot. He's 21 and she's 19.
That is
that's
so
too
early.
That's
There's
I
an
would be terrified.
easy
No.
fix to this.
What?
breakup.
Fake a marriage.
Oh,
What does that mean?
He just wants a fake marriage. Be like, I can't marry you now, but I'll give you a pretend one.
Oh, well, I guess they could be. Maybe she just wants to be engaged.
I think she wants the whole ceremony and the attention. That's what I'm feeling.
I
But
don't
a
know.
lot of
That's
people are like, I
really
just
young.
need it. I just want an engagement.
Especially if he's not on board. That's way too young.
If he's on a what?
If he's not on board,
Yeah, exactly.
he's not ready. She's entering her sophomore year of college while I'm going into my senior year. I also would like to mention it's a long distance relationship. Maybe that's why she wants the marriage. She's like, I want to hold on to you,
Oh man,
which is not healthy.
not a good idea.
We live a whole hour and a half apart and go to school 4 hours away from each other.
long distance. Shut up. That's
I'm sorry.
An hour and a half.
I was seeing someone who was an hour and a half away.
Same.
Same.
That's- That's not long distance.
Long distance is like across the country, like
Yeah,
on the other
yeah,
coast.
Yeah.
Would you say 3 hours in a different
Ye-
state?
I'd say maybe like 3 hours.
3 hour drive.
Yeah, 3 hour
maybe
drive is a long distance. Yeah. We live a whole hour and a half apart and go to school 4 hours away from each other. Wait, how long are you driving in to school?
Some people commute heavily.
Damn. Recently, she told me that if we're not engaged by the end of her junior year, we're going to have a huge problem and that we'll either be engaged or exes. Seems like you should be exes.
Dude, this sucks.
Yeah.
This sucks. Break up.
Break up.
I don't
break
like
up,
this.
Break up. I've tried to brush it off or laugh it off, but last week she brought it up again. This time, I told her we should wait until we're more financially stable and older so we can be more ready. She didn't really like that and accused me of making excuses and not wanting to marry her. He doesn't want to marry you right now. That's the whole point. I do want to get married eventually, but later in life. I'm not ready for marriage or any of that right now. I just turned 21, haven't graduated college, and haven't started my career yet. When she brings up the subject, it makes me question the whole relationship because everything feels like it's moving too fast and I'm not ready for it.
And also, if she wants to get married fast, she's probably also going to want to have kids fast.
Oh
too.
my, yeah. And he's like, I just finished college.
Give me a break.
Give me a break. Oh, brother. Additionally, my family has a history of nasty divorces, which scares me. I need advice about the situation because every time she brings it up, I'm starting to question the relationship because I feel like I'm wasting my time and hers. P.S. She brought it up again while I was writing this, and there is an update.
Just say I'm not ready.
Yeah, and say, sorry, if you can't like handle that, I think it's better to cut off this relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There has to be a way we can gamify the breakup thing because the way you did that so quick, Sam, you were like, break up. I wish we had like a balloon and we all have balloons. And whenever we're like ready to break up, we'd pop it. Or I don't know.
You have to keep,
Something like that.
take care of a
something like
balloon.
I like that. I like it. Yeah.
that. Or like have a button.
a breakup
button.
Yep. Break
Like,
up.
You're
like,
not-
kind of like
next.
Jeopardy. Break up right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody in the chat could put like a red circle whenever they're like
Ready
I'd
to break up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chat would break up on the first line.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like in real life.
No. But Bethany says this lady's too pushy. They are not on the same page. You know where she should go? She should go to Provo, Utah. She would find a wife and husband like that.
So true. So true. But there is an update. We'll
Let's
get
hear
into
it.
Update. I started the conversation by asking directly, where do you see this relationship going? She said, I want to be married in 2 to 3 years. By the beginning of my senior year, we should be engaged. You know I've been very vocal about it. If you don't want that, I'd rather you say it now.
But dude, if he doesn't want that and you break up, it's gonna take
to start
even,
over.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take even longer.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So maybe you should stay in this relationship. I knew she was going to say that. I responded by saying, "You've been pretty clear. You mention it every day." I then proceeded to tell her straight up that I'm not going to be ready by then because we're so young and in college. Also, these next couple of years are going to be really big for us, and we don't know where the future is going to take us. You giving a whole ultimatum makes me question myself and if I really want to be with you. I feel like I'm wasting your time. She then tried to say, I understand that, but I don't want to be girlfriend for 10 years. And it's not an ultimatum. It's an example. I replied by saying, I get you don't want to, but I don't know how the future is going for us. And that's a big commitment. I can't give that to you when you want it. She then started crying and asked, what are you saying though?
Say it ain't so.
What are you saying though? I said, I love you and care for you. And I want to wait until we're older and out of college to even think of marriage. She asked, it feels like you're breaking up with me. I said, I'm not trying to, but if you keep pressuring or putting a time limit on me, that's what's going to happen. I want you to understand how I feel.
Sounds like a
So dramatic.
yeah. It sounds like a kid that's never been told no in their life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Princess
Yikes.
vibes.
Yikes. Afterwards, she apologized and said, I don't mean to do those things. I just want you to understand how I feel about our relationship and about being a long-term girlfriend. I won't pressure you or put a time limit on you. I responded by saying, I understand how you feel, but I feel like it's unfair that you're giving me a whole ultimatum and we're so young and don't know what we're doing yet in our lives because we're in college.
Agreed.
Yeah. And she's 19.
Break up.
I also said, I love you and I don't want to break up with you, but we just needed to have this conversation for the future. She then said, I'm so sorry. I promise I won't do it again. I love you so much too.
I don't believe you.
It's going to come back up. She's going to bring it up
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
2 TikToks later. Dude, her TikTok page is fully just pointed at wanting to be married in a couple years. So she's going to send you more TikToks.
More TikToks. She's like, oh, this is so funny.
But shout out OP for setting a boundary.
Yeah. Yeah. I think OP's doing it right. The conversation did end there and she went to sleep. I feel better after having this conversation, but at the same time, I feel like I was too harsh or that I might be missing something from the conversation. I feel like this issue is not over and eventually we might have this problem again. Is there something I should have done differently? Please tell me. Any advice is good.
I mean, see if it changes. See if it changes, but also just make sure to check that there are no holes in any of your protective measures, that any birth control is being taken, because my boy, you could get baby trapped with someone like this.
Yikes.
If you're not on the same page.
Yikes.
It seems like you're not. So be careful. Tread lightly, my friend.
Ooh, boy.
Pull out
Good
game,
point.
strengthen it.
Good point. But yeah, that's the end of the story.
Nice.
So what's the real question, Sophia?
The real question is, when do you give up on a relationship?
So would we give up on this relationship?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like they actually had like a kind of breakthrough talk.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I think if she brings it up again, then yeah. I think right now, it's seemingly she has, taken a minute, realized what she's done wrong. But I think if she brings it up again, then cut your losses.
But
Because you're young.
almost like, is she just saying this?
That's what I think.
So
That's
she
why,
can trap him.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm worried. I'm worried that she is
Worried
gonna
about the trap.
Yeah.
Worried about the trap. I feel like I think what's more the red flag, even more than the trap, is that what she said, I just want to be married.
Yeah.
By like in 3 years.
Yeah.
It seems like she doesn't care who to.
Yeah.
That's
a great point.
So I feel like that's pretty wackadoodle. But I don't know. What would you do? Do you think you would break up? Do you think it's time to end the relationship? Jellybus says, I agree. She's just placating. Ray Rara King says, if you have to keep mentioning marriage, then at that point it gets pushy and you shouldn't have to push someone into proposing to you. I've always felt that's weird AF. All Hail the Queen says she seems kind of crazy. Bethany says she just wants to be married, and this is super immature. I agree.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I agree.
But let us know what you think in the comments. We'd love to know more what you think. And with that, that is the end of this episode. So if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
We love you.
And see you tomorrow.